my notes, bring up the cams, and do this and do this.
I've never.
Hello.
Oh.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
We're just discussing
Hello.
how Mono's not allowed to talk to any NPCs in character because of his -2 charisma.
That's true,
Well,
yeah.
look, here's the thing: is that I will still talk to people.
Yeah.
But all of you in character need to understand that if you don't cut off Willoughby, there's going to be problem.
I remember
We
we
all
had
just start standing in front of him like, no.
No, that's literally meant.
me and Tamar had a conversation about this when he was first making the character, where I was saying that I was playing a character of low charisma in real life around my friend's table, but I still spoke a lot.
In real life.
It's just that they had terrible charisma, and he was like, "Oh, I never thought of it like this." And then he went off to make Willoughby, built around the same idea.
You can still talk.
Yeah,
You can. It's like you're still talking. It's just that
You're not great at
Willoughby
it.
just doesn't fucking care.
Yeah,
and therefore has
exactly.
no way of like posturing himself in a way that's actually convincing.
Yeah.
Or like compelling
also-
for an argument.
It's very funny to see the people that often do a lot of talking in D&D games playing low charisma characters because they're like, I don't care if I like causing problems and I'm causing problems to the rest of you. You need to figure out how to stop this. Like, you know.
I think it's a nice dynamic when parties have to work around each other person in the party's like various weird issues and deal.
Yeah.
Well, welcome out everybody. After we just had 2 weeks off, it feels like forever since we last played. So welcome in. We're catching up to where we were. Hello.
I'm free now, Joe. I'm free.
I know. I'm
Hello.
excited. I'm excited to have you here. We'll probably try and avoid any weeks off for a little while. Summer's obviously a very busy time for a lot of people, and so now that we're back, we can kind of get straight back into the meat and veg of the story. Well, I won't pester you guys anymore with wondrous frivolities of conversation prior to D&D. Does anyone have anything they want to shout out before we get started?
No.
Then I would say let's
2
go for
weeks
someone
and nothing, dude. 2 weeks.
That's sad.
Hey,
What are you
actually,
thinking?
it's not a thing for me to mention, but I'm going to mention it to all of you at home. You got 10 days to give your feedback for one D&D.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
true. That's very
If
true.
you've not done your feedback survey yet,
That's true.
get
on
on
it.
it. Not allowed to have an opinion or complain about rules if you don't do the survey.
That's
I
true.
did the survey so I could complain about the rules.
Yeah, same.
Same.
I fucking love
That's like the
complaining
same
about
reason
shit.
I read Twilight.
Yeah.
You can't tell
So
me
you
it's
can bitch about
better.
it,
You can't
Chrissy.
tell me it's good. It's why I read Ready Player One. I did the exact same
Yeah.
thing. Like,
True,
I read
true.
this shit, so you can't tell me it's good.
I made Joe read that out of spite. I was like, someone else I know has to read this so that I can bitch about it with someone. Sorry, Joe.
Do your survey.
Well, yeah, you should. So you can have a future say in the rules. Well, who would like to read the recap?
Not me.
I don't mind anyone.
I'll do it. Whatever.
Thanks, Gabe.
Right on.
On our previous adventure, where Gabe wasn't here, we were confronted by the Lady of Mirror Lake. She was angered that her latest brood came out bloodthirsty and cruel. Why was she shocked by that? And demanded we be their next meal. We found that undesirable and killed her. We're terrible for trying to make a meal of us. With a couple of survivors, we sailed to the opposite side and docked at a small shack, only to find out that the people there were in fact a group of bandits, and not those who attended to the ships. Were the bandits also attending to the ships? This is a complicated world.
Kind of acting
Morals.
like, oh, we're taking over for those guys. They just
So,
left. They were
wasn't it
like, they just
implied
left.
that it was implied that they might have been involved in making the like bad sacrifice to the Lady Mirror Lake, and that's why she was
I think
mad?
we think that they might have
There
had
was an
something to do with it.
implication.
Yeah.
There was an implication.
We don't know for sure.
Don't forget. A fight was about to break
sorry.
out. Now we're good. Now.
Apologies.
Give you a bit of a because obviously that was a very brief recap for you, Gabe. The Lady of Mirror Lake had been suggested that it was more of a kind of romantic affair. When you kind of bring animals there, she goes through a courting procedure. It's this kind of very awkward, where she actually treats them well. They speak together and whatnot. Her creatures come out though looking monstrous, they're not technically monstrous. They're just aquatic versions of those creatures. So these ones were bloodthirsty and different.
Yeah, she's not
to the
actually
usual.
a dick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really.
Are we the bad guys?
Well, she
Well,
was a
but she
dick
did try and eat
then.
you.
We
She
tried
did try and
to
eat you.
Yeah.
She was
Self-defense.
yeah,
She did
she was
try and eat-
escalating.
She is technically the troublesome party, for sure.
We're good guys.
But when you arrived at the docks, it
Yeah,
turned
so
out that the people that were meant to be greeting you, the ones who would control the ferries on the other side, they'd been killed. Their bodies were located in the shack,
Just
and the
left.
people who were here had replaced them and stolen supplies. And you lot had worked it out that these people were actually not who they said they were, and a fight was about to break out. So, because it has been a couple of weeks, I'm still definitely trying to remember exactly what happened. So refresh
I
myself.
do remember what happened.
I was.
At least
Going-
positioning wise.
Yeah, I was
Positioning
going
wise
around
is
the
what I
side
was-
of the
Be-
shack.
That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah, let me do this because I remember the last thing that happened right
I'll
before
bring
we
this over to the
started the
back.
fight was I casted Moonbeam on 2 people
Yeah.
because they were both talking to me next to the dock.
Yes.
It's true.
So give me a second.
And I was about
Roll 20s. Fighting
That's absolutely okay.
already.
If you guys
Remember,
want to position yourselves on here,
here-ish.
I'm also going to give you
I
control
think.
of the horse here. I will give you a natural token. of this
Oh shit!
thing.
The horse! I forgot the horse.
This is
Oh
fairly-
my gosh.
I was helping dig a grave with our
Yes.
friend, the guy that
Oh,
we
yeah,
befriended.
the other
I can't
dude.
remember his name.
The digging
Where's
the
my note?
grave would have probably happened up here in the top left area.
Okay.
So I'm not
Okay.
sure which side here I would have gone to,
Mhm.
but I know that 2 guards were
'cause he
talking
was just
to
like,
me
"Get
close
off
enough
the
that I
dock."
could Moonbeam both.
Yeah.
Then let's move
I
one of the
got off
guards over to you.
spitefully on the side. So
Let's move one of these guards over
Yeah.
to you.
I had like the friendly guy that we befriended.
Yes, you did. You did. You would have had this guy, and she would have been down there.
His name was.
I'm not really sure where I was.
I was trying to peep in the
Off.
shack.
Oh,
way,
you meant
though.
you had the friend who was actually.
Yeah, the one on the
yes.
on the
There was
boat.
one dude digging.
Like the survivor,
Yeah.
one of the 2
Oh, yeah.
survivors.
The 2 people that you know is the blonde here and the guy with the kind of different art style, the more kind of
Yeah,
darkest
yeah.
dungeon art style.
Do you have a name?
He did
Yeah.
give you a name. Let me find it. This is the
Thank
problem.
you, John.
It has been 2 weeks. Where did I write it?
I normally have everything written down, but I don't. I didn't write it down for some reason.
I actually don't think I wrote it down.
Baron?
Yes, it was. It was.
Baron.
Yeah, it was Baron. It was Baron. It was in my last
Thank
week's
you.
notes. There we go. Baron.
Good job, OG.
Thank you, OG. Is everyone on the board?
No.
Yes.
So Draven,
Yes.
you pretty much have dealer's choice of where you want to be.
Yeah, you were not being actively Jaegered at the
Draven
point.
was
Get on
hanging
the
out with me,
horse.
For sure, for sure, for sure.
He's
Sure,
just
for
sitting
sure.
on the horse on the dock,
I'll hang out with the horse.
just like chilling.
What are
Um,
they doing?
Joe,
That-
can you put a Moonbeam down here?
I can indeed. I can indeed.
That's how I alerted everyone to the fight.
Yes, as the moonbeam shot up into the sky. Okay.
Well, that's right. Yeah, there was one of the bad dudes was with me, helping me dig the grave. I was going to smack him in the face with a shovel.
Heard
Is
that
the
song.
moonbeam, is it this size? Or is
Yeah,
it
it's
one
that
bigger?
size. When I remember, I don't want to like.
There was
it's,
two
it's
next to
2
each
by
other.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were next to each other,
Then it'll be
which is
like
why I
that.
did Moonbeam.
Yeah, it'd be like
Okay.
that. Okay. Well, if everyone is on the board, I'm going to say roll initiative.
Okay.
Bandit punching time.
A respectable initiative.
Great. No.
Pray I do not alter it further.
I
Oh,
definitely
right.
have plenty of spell slots for this fight.
Beep boop.
Yes, you guys were a
Yes.
little bit worn out.
My
Yeah.
eyes aren't.
I mean, I feel like
Entirely
Draven has a
black
lot
and
because we didn't use many while
I did smite a few
Gabe was
times.
away.
Yeah, I
But-
I smoted.
Did
Smoted?
we short rest?
We did short rest.
On
Did
the
short rest.
boat.
because I can still use my warlock spell slots for smiting.
Hey.
Can
I
indeed.
should have to get them back.
Okay, let me just add.
And right now, I think I also have Dragon Constellation still active. So I'm gonna put that on my thing because
yeah.
that was
Yep.
what I was
For
doing
for detecting
when,
them. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to separate. So the bandits are going to be separated into three different initiatives. Based on color, I'm going to do red for these two going at the same time. Move this. These guys will go on.
I like this song.
Yeah, it's from Baldur's Gate. It's so good. Okay, these two can go on blue. And then final two, this guy over here.
They got
Green.
some good music in that there Baldur's Gate.
Sorry?
They got some good music in that there.
They got
Baldur's
real
Gate.
good music in that Baldur's Gate. Bandit red. To just help you guys don't get dogpiled on all by the same group. And has everyone rolled initiative?
Yes.
Do I need to roll initiative for Le Horse?
You are currently not mounted on it, so yes, please.
Nice. All right. How can I do that?
Do you have if you just want to roll a d20,
I'll just do
get
a
the horse's
generic, yeah, I'll just do it.
you just get the horse's stats up.
I want you to know I put myself here, Mark, to save your horse.
Thank you.
Well, I could probably do this. Hold on.
A 7. A Zeben.
Was it what kind of horse did we get? We got it was a draft horse, wasn't it? Yes, it was a draft
it's
horse.
totally
Yeah.
getting a baby
So-
draft.
A nice one.
I can actually just give you the token. Hold on.
Thank you.
Do this instead. Do-do. It will be in your journal in just a second. You might have to drag it out onto the map.
There's already one here.
There you go. That one should be the correct. Technically 2x2, although the 1x3 kind of makes more sense.
Yeah.
It is a large creature.
Yeah, the large in this game is
Oh my
always a bit
God.
strange.
What? I blinked.
Yeah, it does look weird. Just imagine that's on its size. It's just taking up a lot of room. Okay. In which case, let's get started. So, as your moonbeam goes down, and they're kind of blinded in the radius of it, the bandit here is going to take the kind of moment to... I think he's going to shoot a light crossbow towards you, Willoughby. Only a 6,
Willoughby
though.
did initiate. He's like,
Yes. You can see he was
Moonbeam bit.
watching you, clearly kind of keeping his eye on you because you were kind of being surrounded. And he fires. Like, he sees the moonbeam go up. He quickly just raises and fires. You just see the bolt just strike into the sand next to you. A puff of it goes up. But he misses, and then he will drop that, draw his sword, and go straight towards Draven. And then the other green one. I'm going to roll to see if he's surprised. Because he was one of the ones more distracted. I mean, they technically... No, he's good. So he's going to go straight. He just draws his blade. And he will attack Baron first with his strike. Only a 7, though. Like, he swings to Baron, who just moves to the side, distracted. He would have advantage. Baron is definitely surprised. I would say Baron and the other civilian you came with are surprised because they are not combatants. 17 to him instead, which does. He takes 7 points of damage as he just kind of moves and the scimitar cuts up against Baron's side. Lena.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Are the civilians our allies?
Like,
Like if I attack something next to them?
yeah, I would argue, yes. Yeah, they are your allies.
Okay, great. I am going to shoot a dagger.
Okay.
That's this one right here.
Okay.
So I would have advantage, right? Because that is an ally.
Yeah. No, not advantage.
Alright.
You'd get
No,
your sneak
not
attack.
Advantage. Sneak attack. It's already X'd. Weird. No, I miss it.
What did you roll?
An 11. All right. Why I gotta it's an 11. Why I gotta
Because
say
I've got like 20 windows up. And also for the people that can't, no one can see the rolls. Remember?
I gotta rub it in, Joe.
Oh.
Yeah, I got an 11, everyone.
This is a little toxic, is all.
You see it only just miss. You see it
Okay,
kind of moves to
only
the side.
just misses. Great.
Okay.
All
Anything
right.
else?
I'm going to, yes, I will bonus action through another dagger at her.
Go for it.
That is a 21 to hit.
Hit 21 hits. She moves to the
Please
side
and
from the first
thank
one.
you.
The second one hits her.
That is 10.
10 points of damage. Nice. Yeah, the next
Yes.
one goes strikes straight through, and you see the psychic kind of phasing through. She feels the burn on her side. Anything else?
And yes, I'm going to, how tall is this rock back here? How big are these? What's the
Oh, that one up there.
foliage?
That'd probably
What's the
be good. That's a good
environment situation?
25 feet up, I'd say. That's like a proper little hill cliff face.
Got it.
And then this itself is probably about 8 feet up to get to the top of the straw, and then it goes all the way up to about probably 14 feet at the top end.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna just hop around the corner
Okay.
in the back.
We'll call this
That's it.
top 15 feet and this 10 feet just for the sake of
Okay.
numbers.
Thanks.
Being within 5. Eldred.
I am only a 9.
Oh, it didn't put you on the right place. Okay.
Yeah, for some reason it put my number wrong, so I fixed it.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Draven, then. You just saw this guy rush up towards you with a sword.
Draven kind of shakes his head a little bit. It looks like he's coming out of something, and he mutters, "Brother, what have you done?" And then pulls out his sword to take a swing.
Okay.
And he is swinging one-handed.
Sounds good.
That's a 20 total to hit.
That hits.
All right, for 10 points of slashing
Oh,
damage.
he's already looking pretty hurt. You bring your sword down across him, you just see blood just spray up against you.
Tasty. Yeah, that's my turn. I'm not going to go anywhere. There's a horse here, and Juno cares about this.
Oh, did you roll initiative on the horse, by the way? I didn't add it in.
Oh,
7. Or
yeah,
it's
I,
worth
did,
a
yeah.
7.
I rolled a 7, and its initiative is 0, so it's a 7.
Quickly.
But I could not.
It is okay.
I can see the. Can I roll from the character sheet on this? I can.
You can. Yeah. If you'd prefer to do that, I don't mind.
Yeah, that's right. It's in now. I will.
Awesome. Sounds
I'm going
good.
to train this horse so it can be a warrior.
Willoughby.
I think Willoughby put on a pretty brave display here, fucking confronting these two,
Mhm.
and then moonbeaming in front of everyone. So he's not gonna run off. He's gonna use his bonus action to cast Shillelagh on his hands.
Yeah.
And then these two are gonna have to catch him as he throws them right now. 14 to hit
Nice.
this one.
That hits.
Very cool. 13 bludgeoning
Oh,
damage.
good.
Fuck yeah.
Good damage. Yeah. You smack against it. Head kind of shaking around already.
That's me. I'm staying in here.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right. You fucked up.
I've got a high AC. All right, I have good armor. I bought armor. I paid money for that.
It's true. You did. You did. Juno.
I don't want to leave my good buddy Baron, my new best friend, on his own.
Mhm.
I wanted to get down to these two because I think this lady's about to get absolutely ruined.
Yeah.
I might look over at Eldred and sort of Baron and be like, Eldred, help this one. I'm going to go and try and help the other one because I think that those two need my help a bit more than he does right now.
Okay.
So I am going to, with my monk speed, he gets an attack opportunity. I don't care. I'm going to run down here.
17.
Will hit.
You see him 5 points of slashing damage. You just see him bring his scimitar against you as you run past, moving slightly. You just feel it cut against your side, but you carry on running.
I carry on running, and as I reach this kind of campfire and I get to these two who might be, I don't know if they're looking like they're about to attack this poor woman, I am going to, as I rush up, slide and call forth Golden Wisdom with my Arms of the Astral Self, which means every creature of my choice within 10 feet must make a dexterity saving throw. I will throw it in the chat.
Let's go.
Whoop. Oh, that was a punch. Basically, it is a DC 14 dexterity saving throw. Yeah, DC 14.
Fail and fail.
Hey.
They're taking 2d4 force damage each.
Okay.
Oh, wow, 3 big damage.
That's getting somewhere.
That's getting
Damage
somewhere.
there. Very nice.
3, and then, well, that's my bonus action to activate. Bonus action, spend 1 key point. Sorry, it's been a while.
No, it's okay.
And then as my action, now that Golden Wisdom is active, I can use them to make an unarmed strike for me, which has a higher bonus and extra damage. So, it's only a 13 to hit.
13 hits.
I'll go for okay, I'm gonna go for the guy, the one south.
Sure.
And then that's gonna be. Oh nope, sorry. I've got to remember. 7 points of force damage. I'm getting reused to using.
Huge fist comes in, just smashes him across the face. You see his head go groggy.
Yeah. The astral golden lady appears behind and just punch.
Nice.
I'm beginning to think these might be normal bandits.
I think they might be just
And
normal.
we're beating the shit out of them as like people that have taken down big scary monsters, much stronger than normal bandits.
Yeah, I was like, man, like we could be outnumbered here. Oh no, they appear to just be regular bandits. That is going to be me done. That was my bonus action
Never be
move.
too careful.
Okay. This guy's going to move over towards you, Eldred. You see this one who kind
I
of
didn't see that guy.
swings his scimitar a little bit better than the others and kind of holds himself ready. And he's going to go for 2 scimitar against you, Eldred, and then a dagger attack as well.
I think he was behind my turn tracker.
Yeah, he
I
was behind
think
my turn order as well.
Unless
Yeah.
you, I guess, want to be nice. I think I'm technically sitting down, if you want to call that prone.
Stab him in
Unless we had a moment to like arrange
I'll
for.
give
You would've
you,
seen the
because you were
moonbeam.
super honest, I'll give you a moment to push yourself up so you don't get the
Okay.
attack. But I appreciate it. Thank you for the honesty.
Damn it, Brizzy.
Does a 17 hit?
Yep.
17 misses.
17 misses. You just see
Hey!
him swing once over your head and then swing again, clanks against your shield, and then goes in for the dagger strike. Which is only 16, which, again, you push away. He just looks to you and goes, "No survivors! Kill them all!"
All right, buddy.
No,
Good
can't
luck
have
with
that.
He's
I mean, we
surprised,
can.
so it is your turn, Eldred.
Kill them all.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just gonna swing my mace at him. My torch.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's a 9 to hit.
Doesn't hit, I'm afraid. He just steps back away from it.
I just have little noodle arms. That's all.
I feel that.
On the horse's turn, what would you like your horse to do?
I would like the horse to kick this guy in the face if that's
Yeah.
okay.
Absolutely.
It's probably not okay for that guy, but
Yeah. So Zappelli will attack.
oh shit.
19 hits.
19 hits. I can't seem to roll damage from here, but it's
If you
2d4
click on
plus 4.
Okay, 2d4 plus 4. You can also just click on the word attack and it will do it. It should do. Yeah.
There you go. 12 points of bludgeoning. Rolled max damage. This horse is the
Hey!
You just see, after you cut him,
best.
he raises his scimitar, Draven, and he's about to drive forward, and you just see a hoof go. You hear his neck snap, and he drops down dead on the ground.
Yeah!
I love this horse.
The
First
Pelly's
kill.
good part of the
Murder
team,
horse.
officially.
Good horse.
Holy shit, okay. Anything else the Pelly wants to do?
I think Zappelli, like,
Bask in
now that this
glory.
threat's eliminated, would probably want to, like, move down to get to Juno.
Okay.
But probably is, would probably just move a little bit along. Maybe
Okay.
if this guy wants an attack of opportunity, it probably will.
I'm going to be honest, I don't think he would take the
He's
time to
Yeah.
take a horse. I
You
feel like,
have to like
I feel like
reach
he's
up
got-
with me. You'd have to like kind of
Yeah.
aim up too, right?
That's
Yeah.
his mistake.
and I feel like he's
This horse
also,
is gonna kill them all.
yeah, he's in the mindset where, you know, a horse
He's
is a
getting hit
valuable
by a
prize
massive
afterwards.
laser right now.
Mhm.
That's true. They get bigger.
A horse is a good call.
On the Red Bandit's turn, they are. You see, she Yeah, she's gonna try and kill her. Just get her out
No!
the way with.
No.
Only in that one though.
Punch me.
Like,
Good.
Okay.
you
That
see
one.
as she kind of strikes forward, and they go scream. Wait, she does have advantage. Sorry, she has advantage because she's
Joe!
just surprised.
What's your problem?
She's a 21.
Sure.
She is still alive, but she is hurt. And you just see her just slice against her. And then turn towards you, Juno. But the other one's going to attack you, Juno.
Yeah.
Scimitar strike, a 5, does not hit. On the blue bandit's turn, they have to both make con saves.
Con saves, 15.
Both fail.
That's not good for them. First one's
Because you
12.
called them Bandit Blue and Bandit
Second
Green.
one is a 10.
Yeah, just so I can track who's going when.
Yeah, that's fine.
10. Wait,
Top
second
one
one?
12, bottom one 10.
Oh, okay. Okay, they're
was
doing
good.
different damage. Okay.
Yeah, different damage, different saves, technically. So
You see as she just gets kind of completely just the radiant damage burns through her. You see her body drop to the side, just smoldering as she dies.
I warned you to. To be fair, I did tell you.
He is going to. You see him look to the side, pulls himself away from the beam, steps around, and he's going to go for a strike on you. Only a 12. Doesn't hit, right?
Does not hit.
Okay. Back to the top of the round then. The bandit up the top here is going to. Yeah, he's going to attack Baron, which is an unnatural 20.
It's Bandit time.
6 points of damage. Let me just double check Baron's health.
Oh.
He's hurt but not dead. You see him get cut again. He goes, only starting to get ready for the battle. Lena.
Okay. Can I like, this feels like this should not be possible, which is why I'm asking.
Mm-hmm.
Can I bonus action steady aim to get advantage, but then move later? Like, that feels shitty.
No,
think that's
what do you
illegal.
mean?
Yeah.
I mean, like, you can use steady aim if you haven't moved as your bonus action, right?
I think it
So,
locks you out of
No, it
movement,
looks you out
yeah,
of movement.
right.
is
That's what I was. That's
Yeah.
my.
Or else it
That's what I
would be
figured.
truly
Right.
just free
That's why I
advantage on every
asked.
bonus action you're not using.
Yeah, your
Yeah, I would
speed
just
is
do it all the
0.
fucking time. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
Well,
so
Um,
you- it's
speed is
because the end of it says
the
your speed becomes 0 to the end of
Has
the
purple
turn.
guy by Eldred been hit? Actually,
No.
have either of those guys been hit?
No.
Okay. I was gonna hop on the. I was gonna hop on the roof, but I think instead I will stay there and steady aim.
Sure.
Bonus action, and I'm gonna hit. I'm gonna try to hit purple dude because green dude just went.
Go for it.
Okay. 16.
16 against the
Purple
captain.
guy.
He's going to use his reaction to increase his AC by 2. As you just see him
No!
just
Oh my
deflects
God.
away. And because your things are psychic, you'd see he kind of deflects it. And there's a moment of you're manifesting psychic magic. And you see that he's almost, it's so realistic that he just kind of repels it and it fades away into the air. But he stops himself from getting hit.
Okay. That is all I can do.
Okay. Draven.
What kind of bow did the figure next to me tried to use a bow at first, right?
Yeah, it's a light crossbow, like a wooden light crossbow.
No, that's not worth it. Okay. I am going to make the assumption that Willoughby is probably the most fine of us.
I'm very fine.
Yeah,
I'm incredibly powerful.
that's true. So good looking, something like that. I don't know. Am I able to like just get all the way over here with my movement? Is that water deep enough that I would have to struggle to go through it?
I would say the first 10 feet here is just like wading levels of like around your ankle. Here
Okay.
would be difficult.
Can you jump it?
Yeah. Can I
Clear the jump.
can I jump it? Will I need extra movement to jump it?
No. As long as you get a running start, you can jump it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to get a running start and just jump that to get my full 35.
Sure.
To go over that spot.
Yep.
Parkour over that boat.
Launch
I'm
over it.
sticking with this horse. This horse knows what's up.
Mm-hmm.
See, now you like Zapelli.
I do.
Like, oh, Juno's horse, man.
Dread the day he gets his fucking
I fake liked your horse. Now I real like your horse. And
How much health does Zabelli have?
19.
He has 19.
Ooh, that's not a lot.
don't like that Joe knew that off the top of his head.
I can see it on my screen above his head.
I'm gonna get some barding. I'm gonna train him up, get him some extra hit dice. It's gonna be
How
Barding
bad
is
is this
expensive.
figure looking? Because
The lady, extremely.
Yeah.
She's covered in blood.
God, I
great. NPC friend.
Pretty rough.
hate everything.
That dude pretty good.
I'm going to bonus action Shield of Faith her
Mm-hmm.
to add 2 to her AC, and then just fire an Eldritch Blast at this one underneath her.
Okay.
Don't look at her, look at me. I'm the 8.
8 misses, I'm afraid. Yeah, you see, just go straight past them. You hear it just bash against a tree in the distance and sizzles out.
And spit at his feet. And that'll be my turn.
Okay. Willoughby.
Wilby's
I know
gonna
what
climb
the
up
hell
after
this is.
this guy,
Mm-hmm.
and then seeing these two over here attacking Eldred,
Mm-hmm.
he's gonna move his moonbeam over to them.
Okay. Just
Uh,
push it that way.
And I know that we established Moonbeam, like the rules of it,
Mhm.
but I think there is a sentence that says when a creature enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn. So doesn't matter here, but I did look at this like over the couple weeks we took off. If someone willingly walks into Moonbeam, I think they take
Yeah,
the
they
damage.
take damage.
Just to be clear. Okay. And then Wilby's just going to kind of just square up with this guy and not do anything else.
Cool. Juno. Down here.
It's punching time. I'm going to focus on the one I've already injured. I'm going
Okay.
to... I'll do my normal attack, and then I'm going to see how much I want to do next.
Sounds good.
It's only a 7 to hit on the first one. So I will spend a key point and flurry of blows.
Go for
So
it.
2 more unarmed strikes. The first one is an 11, so that's going to miss as
That
well.
misses, yep.
And then 15 on the very last one.
15 hits.
8 points of force damage. Hey,
Oh,
at least I
he's-
got decent.
Yeah, he's hurt. You see, he dodges away from the first two and then suddenly just strikes him straight in the chest. And you could hear the caving in slightly of his chest. Wheezes.
Yeah. And I'm going to look at this woman dead in the eyes and be like, here, fight here, or I will do more worse to you. And try and basically just like, but I don't want her to attack this woman again. I'm like, fight
I'm
me.
going to say roll an intimidation check.
No, I'm just role playing. It's fine.
I know, but I kind of want to see if she gets triggered by it.
11. Terrible.
You can see she's going to look, see, and flicks between and realizes she might go for the easy target.
Yeah. All right. Fine.
On the Bandit Leader's turn, he's going to do his...
Is he the purple one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hide
he
behind turn
fails.
order.
Go ahead and roll
Bastard.
damage.
Take 7 radiant damage.
7 radiant damage. Nice. He's going to step out of it. He's going to continue to strike you, Eldred. 7, 11, and a 24 on the dagger, though. You see, you deflect the first 2, and then you take 5 points of piercing damage. He just drives the dagger straight into your leg on the side, and then pulls it back out. Kind of holds himself strong, looks around to evaluate the situation, and continues fighting. Baron is going to
Kill him.
attack with his hand axe. Doesn't have advantage, but he does hit with a 21.
Hey.
7 points of slashing damage. You see him kind of hack into this guy with his axe and pull his axe back out. And then she's going to disengage. And run 5, 10, 15, 20, would she think is safe? Probably back towards the boat. 25-30. She just rushes up there,
Where's the laser? Come on.
moving away from everyone. Eldred.
Would you allow me to take this spot to the left of this square that's technically off the map?
Sure, yeah. We'll put a little thing just above your name, just saying 5.
That's a big wall.
So I'm circling around to that spot, and bonus action, can I telepathically shove Captain into the moonbeam?
Nice.
Yes.
I love how many of you have push moves. It's so fucking good. It's so convenient that we never coordinated that, and you all do.
So strength save 15.
He fails.
Get shoved.
Okay.
Does that, if he gets forced in, does that proc Moonbeam
It
again?
would, but I don't know if he gets it twice in one go. Because it's when a creature enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there. So it would just, because he's already had
So
it
it'd be a
started.
second
Okay,
time
then we'll
on
just
his
wait till his
turn.
turn then, yeah.
So yeah, he's in there for next time. So you just see as he
Yeah,
kind of
it's
pull
like
himself out.
Bailey's is so confusing, dude.
Yeah. It basically, the rule of thumb is they want you to do Moonbeam 1 big damage per turn on whoever goes near it. You just see as the telekinesis just shoves him straight back in, covered in the beam.
Okay. And then I'm just going to keep running around sort of to the other side of the moonbeam. And I'm going to send a toll of the dead to the woman who is attacking the other woman.
Okay.
Nice.
Guided lot. Wisdom
Yes, thank
save
you.
15.
She rolled an 18. She manages to kind of hold off against it. Her mind holds in place.
Okay. Do I want to stay here? Yeah.
Okay. Zappelli's turn. Now, technically, Zappelli, we're treating it like it's an untrained horse for the most part. So we're going to do what a horse would do, which is probably just run towards its trainer or just kind of away from the combat. So Zappelli won't be necessarily a minion you can use yet as like a attack this one, but it can be trained.
He's scared, everyone.
He's scared of this horse.
I'm gonna let you try. I'm gonna let you
Dude,
train it without greatest steed, you know, or without speed.
I like that Joe gives people the ability to use these fucking mounts and stuff because it's a fucking fun time.
Yeah, absolutely. Could it maybe go round her like this, try and get sort of behind,
Yeah.
and provoke an op? It would just move around like this.
Sure. Yeah. And I would say,
Michael, the noise and the spells and things like that.
yeah, I would say give me a wisdom save on the horse just to see if it's gonna aggressively hurt anyone that kind of rushes towards you, etc.
It's only an 8.
Yeah,
so
you can see it's kind of a bit freaked out.
I kicked that man because he made a scary noise and I didn't like him and he spooked me. But now I'm next to my owner and I'm having a great time.
Yeah, you can see it's definitely a bit more comforted. It's looking around, less freaked out, but also not really aware of the danger that you're all in. Okay. These two bandits right next to you. Yeah, they're going to turn towards you, I think.
Yeah, let's go, baby.
Scimitar each.
It makes sense that the horse attacked the one that rushed up behind him as well. Because isn't that the thing? Horses,
Yeah,
if
going
you,
behind them. Yeah,
they're
exactly.
just they'll kick you.
Exactly. This one's a nat 20.
Cool.
I
I take it.
Only does 6 points of slashing damage, as you just see, just brings up its blade and cuts against you. Maybe there's a moment where the petty gets in your way, which distracts you, and then just cuts you in that kind of an advantageous situation. And then the other one's going to go in for an attack against you as well. The scimitar, only a 6. It's also going to move, so it doesn't accidentally get kicked by the horse. Realizing there's a horse right next to you, steps to the side, holds his blade ready, but he misses. The guy next to you, Willoughby, you just see him kind of looking. Drop your fucking arms. And then
Are you kidding?
tries to stab you.
Literally your arms, though.
Jump into the water and swim away.
We should be
14.
It's your last chance.
Yeah. You don't understand. We're now threatening you.
And then the other band over here
Did he miss? Did he miss?
Yeah,
Was
he
that
rolled a
what
14.
happened? Okay, cool.
Con save.
back.
That's a nat 20 on his con save, so he only takes half.
Okay. Well, he'll take 6 then.
Bandit Green's gonna pull out a little flute.
You see him kind
I
of.
hope those of you who bet on that poll won well.
You see as he kind of bursts away from the sunbeam, only and burnt by it slightly. He turns and he just attacks Baron straight up, which is a 22 to hit. And then just drives his blade straight into Baron's chest. Goes, grabs hold of him and then falls against him and falls down to the side. Baron is dead.
No! What? How many hit? Was he already hurt?
He
Yeah,
was.
he got
took
hit.
12 points of slashing damage before, and 13, and now he was on 4. He only had 2 health remaining.
Are you telling me that this NPC we just met, you're not even going to let us, like, spare the dying him? No, I'm joking.
Important NPCs will
don't
definitely
need-
get death saves. This guy wasn't
Wow,
really
dude,
favored
you
by the
just said
gods.
he wasn't
Damn,
important.
dude,
That's
what the
fucking
fuck is-
harsh.
Yeah,
What's your
no.
deal?
So the way I'm doing death saves in this campaign is they are almost a godly thing that you've been given. So
Yeah.
for this guy, he's blind in the eyes of the gods. He had no legacy ahead of him.
What a barren end.
Yeah, exactly. 10, 15,
Oh, Brizzy.
20, kind of steps in front of you. And then goes in for... Oh, no, he can't. He only has 1 attack. Lena.
Okay. Can I climb up on top of the thing?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I do so.
Okay.
And
As
then...
it's 10 feet, that would be 20 feet of your movement.
Okay. So I'll do... We'll come here, I think.
Okay, 25, 30, yeah.
Yeah, and then... See what I see. I'm gonna... I will dagger a green guy.
I was going to say I'll give him probably half cover because he's technically 10 feet down
Because he's
below
under the
the
thing.
roof. Yeah.
All right, then I'm not gonna...
Yeah.
She's not a dummy. Okay, then I will dagger purple guy.
Yes.
Dagger him.
Yes.
All right.
I saw you put that on me.
19.
I'm doing nothing.
19 hits.
All right. 8. Sorry, ignore the sneak because...
That's okay. 8 points of damage as you just throw it right through the moonbeam and just strike against him.
And then I will bonus action another dagger.
Okay.
Then I will miss because that is an 11.
Yeah, you just see it kind of fade into the moonbeam. Okay.
All right. And then I will stay on the roof.
Draven.
Gonna come up and yeah, I'm gonna try to bite this man.
Okay.
So Draven, like, fangs come out. He takes a leap at this man, and as he's doing so, he's like, Juno, who the hells are these people? And how did we even
Get a shrug.
How did we even get here? 23.
That hits.
All right, and then I'm going to use one of my uses to make it so that whatever damage I have, you take that as a bonus to my next attack.
Okay. Okay.
So he takes 5 piercing damage, and then on my next roll, I'll just add an extra 5 to it.
Okay. He dies by the bite. You bite into his throat,
Hey!
hook into the jugular. You see it burst out, drink it in, and drop his lifeless body to the ground.
You next. He looks at the one in front of Juno.
Okay.
That man is intimidating. That's an intimidating man.
Yeah. You just saw that she just saw her dwarven friend just drop down to the ground, fall down lifeless. Willoughby.
Is see, this is why I think I actually do think we should start doing when if people are forced in, we take the role there because I'd love to move this away from him now without having to wait for his turn. But
He's the big bad dude. Like,
yeah, it's
we're
not a big deal.
Yeah.
It's just something that I think might come up later at a certain point. Willoughby's
Well,
going to
the only issue with that
punch
is
this
he would
guy
have been
jaw.
taking it 2 times in 1 turn. So it's
I
only
think it's like, I mean, it's something that I could keep track of and just be like, oh, he took this prior to his turn when he got forced in. Because we have so many forced movement people, and technically, rules as written is if they get pushed in, they take the damage.
Yeah, but just to clarify this entirely, you can only take Moonbeam once per turn. Is the way it was intended. So he already took it on his turn.
So if you'd like, I can start just keeping track of like who's technically taking it during a rotation of turns.
Yeah, that works. Although he'd already taken it once.
Because at some points it'll be relevant if I'm taking a hit and concentration drops, and then this guy who was technically in it doesn't actually take the damage, even though he was forced in.
Yeah, but he wouldn't. If you lost the concentration now, he wouldn't take that damage now.
Yeah, but he would have if we had taken it when he got pushed in. Which technically, rules is written.
No.
Let's cover this off stream and figure it out.
Just to clarify one more time, he did already take it that turn because his turn was just before Eldred's, so he'd just taken it that turn. So he'd already taken the Moonbeam damage when he started his turn in the Moonbeam.
Okay.
Yeah, so he'd already taken it once.
Okay. I'm gonna punch this guy in the face.
He's got to be in it long enough for it to hurt, right? Got to sink in.
Yeah, it burns. 13 points of damage. You just strike against this guy. And you just hear the crunch as your magic just crashes against him. Falls down.
Over the water. Oh, I'm guessing he falls in the water at that point.
Do you want to knock him in the water? Yeah,
jump in the water this whole time. I think he just dunks him into the water.
Yeah, it just gets hit into the water. And it just drifts over him.
Away. I'll just turn around. And I guess I'll go straight over to help Eldred.
Okay. Juno.
I will first answer Draven's question by looking at Draven as he is like biting the neck of this man, and just be like, I have no clue. They just killed the people who were here before, then they tried to kill us. They're just nobodies, and then I'm gonna punch this woman, hopefully to death.
Okay.
First attack, only an 11, so
Misses.
I will key point again. I'll keep this last one. Next attack, 25 to hit.
Hits.
Boop. 6 points of force damage.
She's very hurt.
Excuse me.
Just such bad rolls today. That last one misses.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, you just see one hit against her, then the other one she dodges, but she's looking hurt. Here we go.
And that's it.
Captain, we should get out of here. You see him kind of distracted by the moonbeam that's now surrounding him.
It's his turn.
I'm glowing.
His turn. He's going to make his con save. He fails, so he takes the full 12. And then he is going to... he's going to move around here. He's going to go for you, Willoughby. You see him just rush round. Burns across him now. How many of them left? 1, 2, 3. Just 3? No. Yeah. He's going to come round and attack you. Scimitar, dagger. All 3 miss. Just clinking off your armor or dodging.
Jump in the water. Swim away.
Looks around.
Go away.
Give him a perception check.
Ooh. Get out of here. It's like pests in the garden.
I've killed 2s of you already.
You can see he's kind of battle blind. He doesn't really realize the situation he's in. She is going to, having seen everyone die up here, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. She's going to dash. 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. She's going to run all the way across the dock, trying to get back towards the ship, panicking.
Good.
Eldred.
Just stay over there.
Seeing Baron fall, I'm just going to spin and aim my torch at this guy's head, the guy who killed him, Green.
Mm-hmm.
Bandit Green.
14!
Does hit.
Yes! Okay, so as the magical flame will light as I'm swinging, and the flame turns into this black flame as it makes contact, and I am channeling divinity for touch of death to add an extra 13 points of necrotic.
13?
Damn. After what just happened.
You just hit against him.
So only 1 bludgeoning, but 13 necrotic.
It only hits him a little bit. You see him kind of clinker. He smirks, and then he doesn't realize that as your mace pulls away, it wasn't the bludgeoning that did it. You just sees his skin start to blacken and rot away. He falls down dead to the ground.
Gross.
Okay.
And just turn and hiss at the captain.
You see the captain now looks at you. And then kind of eyes the situation. Retreat!
You fucking coward.
Western Road.
No way, man. This not gonna work.
Go ahead and give your horse another wisdom save. See if it gets freaked out by the current smashing around it.
I love that this is the mechanic. It's like wisdom save to see if horse may attack.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. What do we get? 14.
Yeah, it's above 10. Yeah, it can hoof attack.
Let's go. 18 to hit.
Go!
That hits.
12.
Dude!
Again, you just
I'm
sit
a fucking
and like
hero for
the lady
our
who's already
time.
weakened. You just see she turns her head to listening to her captain. Goes, okay.
Oh,
Gets
that's
hit
sad.
straight in the chest and just you see her just fall
boy.
back.
At the horse.
Crunch.
Good boy. More damage than me this combat.
The horse has been ridiculous.
MVP.
I think I can remove all the other bandits now. So it is Lena's turn.
If I am not where I can see him without cover, I'll move to where I can see him.
Okay.
I don't know, here-ish. And then I will... Well, I don't know. Can I see him from here? Because if I can see him from here with...
You'd have to you can actually no you can. I'd say you can because you're raised up a little bit. He's 5 feet away. Yeah.
Okay. Then I will not move. I will steady aim and I will...
Okay.
Natural 20.
Very nice.
And I forgot to untoggle... Oh, no, wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, that did
She's
it.
right there. Yeah. We're okay.
You got
Okay.
sneak.
It's a bunch.
Nasty.
13, 22 points of damage. He's not quite dead because he was the toughest one here, but you can see he's now, as it just strikes into him, cuts all the way through, and you can see the psychic dagger come at the other end, and just
That
the
was
whole
a
way
really
through it
good hit.
burns
How are
through.
you still alive? Fuck.
He's barely been touched.
Yeah,
Just
he
the
wasn't
moonbeam,
hurt.
I guess.
Draven.
Yeah, we'll try to run now.
All right. I'm gonna try to strike through his chest from behind him.
Okay.
Nothing personnel, kid.
And then, well, that is a 13. I don't know if a 13 hits.
It doesn't hit. He blocks it aside. Steps away from your blade. Anything else?
Spit on him.
Okay. Looks at you,
I feel better about it.
Let's fucking spit on him.
glances around. Willoughby.
Firm backhand, shillelagh, 23 to hit.
That hits.
9 bludgeoning damage.
God.
Yeah, now he's almost dead. He's kind of spinning around in a circle, trying to deflect anyone who's around him.
Oh, buddy. That's
Juno.
sad.
Oh yeah, please
Juno.
let this happen just to annoy Gabe even further by getting another last kill.
I will end you.
You
First attack.
found a Juno.
25.
25 hits.
For 8 points of force damage.
Do
I got another one if I need it.
you want to describe how you kill him?
Do we want to leave that, like, this is out of character question. Do we want to maybe knock this guy out, or are we just like, no, these are scum bandits? Like, I know Gabe
What's
was.
Juno doing?
I don't mind
I'm
that.
okay
What's
with
Juno
either.
think,
Yeah.
mainly?
You
I
could
mean-
knock him
You're
out
the
and we
one
could kill him
getting the last
later.
hit here.
Well, I think I think, like, with everything, like, she's been fighting all these other dudes, but these guys are just, like, they're fucking bandit scum, though. No, she'll knock him out. I'll knock him out. Like, it'll basically be, like, a cross punch, like, as he's, like, looking at everybody, like, maybe he's distracted as Draven tries to, like, get him in the back, and then just out of nowhere, like, a kind of proper, like, haymaker from
Yeah.
surprise, Mike Tyson, bam, golden wisdom, this golden female warrior just punches him out.
Yeah.
Knocks him out.
You'd see, like, Eldred's run up, hits his friend. He just sees him kind of necrotic, drop to the ground. He turns to call for his other friend. The horse takes out. Gets hit by this psychic dagger. He's like, dodges aside from Draven and gets hit across the side by the shillelagh. He's groggy. Looks forward and suddenly this golden fist straight towards his face. And
Teeth come out, for sure.
yeah, definitely
Yeah.
teeth, blood around his mouth. And he just falls down to the ground, knocked out.
Hey, got the punch.
And
I say as I jump down.
I didn't kill him, just so we know. I knocked him out. I held back on
Good
some of the
idea.
force.
We can ask him what his problem is. I'm gonna
Yeah.
try
we
the
know
door
what-
on the shack.
we know we know where the previous people are, right? But it might be good to know if he
Yes.
was working for someone, if there was somebody who sent them here, or I figured
When
that
did
maybe
we get off the boat?
What the hell's going on with you right now?
When did we get off the boat?
About less than a minute ago. No, I'm joking.
20 minutes ago,
Yeah,
maybe?
it's been a little bit. Are you okay? No? Do you need
My
to sit
brother
down?
was an asshole.
You're real
Oh.
quiet.
Yeah,
bro-
pop memory.
It's not that.
Your brother?
Sometimes I go somewhere else and one of my brothers takes over.
Oh.
What?
Oh.
You were a little
Wild.
strange. I thought it was maybe when you tried to eat the Lady of Mirror Lake's blood that kind of made you a bit off. But yes,
Oh.
you were a bit
I just
wild.
thought you were seasick.
What?
Mm.
What do you remember
Like
as
eat
the
the-
last?
So we haven't been hanging out with you.
I'm gonna
A piece of me, yes, but not the same.
All right.
Oh.
Wild.
I remember.
Remember all the
The-
gross fish and
I
the
remember the woman coming out, and then needing to speak to someone, and coming back to next to your horse, Juno.
Zippelli, yes.
Yes,
Thank you for
Zippelli.
looking after him.
We had to fight the lady and we killed her. And we got some weird egg things and the trident and
Is that the weird slimy thing?
yeah.
Mhm.
We
You're
saved
carrying
some
all
just
of
in
it.
case.
We assumed
have
you
two.
wanted to carry all the
No,
slimy
you're-
stuff because you didn't object.
You know, they were eggs.
No, I mean
Yeah.
they're probably delicious.
Well,
We're
we've
not
got
raising
two,
it
so
right. Are we
no, I
raising
don't. Yeah, you can't have a baby on the road. It's way too much effort.
So I want
it? We
to tie
have a
this guy up.
horse.
That's
Yeah,
thank
it's a
you,
good
Willoughby.
idea.
That
Tie this
that
guy
is
up.
my next question.
Rope.
Like, what do we want to do about this fellow here?
Tie this
Also,
guy up.
I'm gonna rattle the door on the shack to see if it's open. Is it
Yeah.
You didn't lock it.
open the
Just-
door?
Just open.
These guys are the worst
These
bandits.
see-
guys suck.
You see the kind of recent dead bodies piled up, all to one side, blanket kind of loosely thrown over them. The whole place kind of tumbled and rummaged, ransacked.
Look around, see if I see anything, and then pull the blanket just so I can note their faces.
Okay. Yeah.
Also, I want to look and see if there's, I don't know, any sort of personal belongings they might have in case we find their families.
I think you'd recognize in here, they've all been rummaged through.
Yeah.
They are, for the most part, just in rags.
Okay.
While Lane is doing that, I'd like to actually search the bodies, or at least the unconscious body of this bandit leader for any kind of paper or anything describing orders, anything like that. If this was just these people doing some fucked up crazy crime, or if there was someone else pulling the strings on this one.
Okay. Yeah, you'd rummage through, and you'd find. Go give me an investigation check in general.
Okay. I'm in dragon, so lower than a 10 here. So that'll be a 16.
You would see. You'd first find his scimitar and his dagger, pretty general, but you notice that the scimitar is not a crude, homemade kind of scimitar. It's definitely more manufactured. You'd notice that he has a small chain with a tiny golden horn on it, a cold horn, and also this little military insignia, which seems to be 3 kind of straight lines with a single curled bar in the middle, as if to depict his rank. But he clearly was former military. No notes, nothing like that, though.
Okay. Well, it looks like this guy was in the military, at least at some point. Makes sense considering how much more skilled he looked than the others.
I'm checking Baron to make sure he's definitely dead, no coming back.
I'll also come out of the shack and look for the girl who ran off. make sure she's okay.
Go that way.
Baron he's dead. No pulse.
I wanted to save the woman, but I guess he didn't make it.
Yeah, I thought he would be more hardy than her, but I guess he took more injuries earlier than I thought.
He seemed like a good man. Sad. At least he's with his partner, friend, I'm not sure, but the person that he lost on the journey over. They seemed close, so let's hope that they're together at least.
Yeah.
Doom is gone, by the way, just so no one has to walk into a laser by accident and take immense damage.
I've been playing Celesta.
So I was just gonna say.
It's a game with OG that's based on 5e, and I use Moonbeam on my druid a lot. And the amount of times I've walked into it after combat and you see my character go,
immediately in loot mode, and you just go right through it.
Yeah, so it can happen. For you, Lena, you'd walk over towards the docks and kind of trying to pull away at the rope, trying to get one of the ferries going again. You see her. She sees you. She panics.
It's okay. It's okay. Everything's okay now. It's okay.
What do you mean? Are they dead?
They are. We've got one tied up, but the others are dead.
Why did they attack us? Why would the ferrymen attack us?
I don't know yet. I think maybe they were just opportunistic and thought we might be easy marks. They could make some money.
I don't understand. They seem so nice around the campfire.
Lots of people seem nice and aren't.
This has been a terrible day.
It's not been great. Do you want to come back on shore with us? We're going to probably rest.
Are you sure
And then you
it's
can
safe?
be on your way to your family.
Are you sure it's
I
safe?
think it's safer now than it was.
Roll a persuasion check. You can see she's unsure.
14.
Okay, I'll come back over.
Okay.
But you
I'll help
double
her out.
check to make sure that she takes your hand and kind of lifts out. Double check to make sure there's nothing else coming. You can see she's like
I'll
holds her
check.
wound.
Oh, all right. Let's come get you sit down, and we can take care of that for you.
Okay. She follows you back to the campsite.
Back over at the bandit leader, I think would make it clear. If everyone wants to rest for a bit, I can keep an eye on this piece of shit. And once everyone's well rested, we can have a word with him.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I can take a little bit of time. Juno's also petting Zappelli and is like, "Good boy, yeah, you got those bandits." Like giving him like 3 like whatever rations. Like I'm definitely like, yes, good boy.
You can see
Very
Isabelle's
good.
just biting in anything you give him and doesn't really
Nice.
realize what's just gone on and then how much good he did, just kind of nuzzles up against you.
Yes, good horse.
But yeah, you're free to long rest.
I think Willoughby would move the bandit leader into the cabin,
Okay.
the other bodies, and like stay in there with him and just truly watch him like a hawk.
Okay.
Yeah, it's mostly tie him up
Because
as
he
well.
doesn't have to sleep during his rest.
I'll cure wounds. I have 1 spell slot left. I'll cure wounds on the girl
Okay.
before we rest.
I'd like to gather up the dead bandits, separate their belongings, and then try to make like a pyre for them to kind of just get rid of them so that they don't start rotting too.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I am looting them. I'm just going to make that clear.
Absolutely. Go
Oh,
ahead
check
and roll an
everything off
investigation
of-
check.
Joe, just to check while Gabe's rolling that, the insignia you said was like a horn with lines through it. I was just
That
trying
wasn't
to...
so the horn was a separate chain. The horn on a chain with a little horn, golden horn on it with like a cold end. And the insignia was, imagine kind of 3 singular lines with a cold bar right in the center, almost like a wave.
Oh, okay. So 3 vertical lines and then like a curled line.
Yeah.
Okay. Just because I'm drawing it from my little notes. And then the chain just looks like... Does the little amulet, like if Willoughby didn't take it, is it like a valuable thing? Or is it just like maybe a piece of personal jewelry kind of thing?
It definitely looks like it's been commissioned.
Okay.
I've kind of drawn like a crude version of what the thing would look like. Although it's probably more like this.
That's cool. Yeah, I've done similar.
It's definitely been more commissioned piece of jewelry, but whether that's personal or has some sort of value elsewhere is open to interpretation.
Did take both of those, Tomato? Would Willoughby have taken both
I think
of those?
Willoughby would have taken them off of him.
Okay, nice. All right, I'll just.
So he'd be carrying them on him, but he wouldn't have been. It wouldn't have been like a secret thing that he pulled them off and put them in his bag.
No, I just wanted to make sure because if you didn't take them, I would have taken them. But yeah, sounds good. All right, cool. I'm good.
Draven, you can spend like an hour. You go through and you pop them up onto the pyre. With a 10 on your investigation, you'd find that all of them had this kind of. One thing that you'd notice is all of their scimitars were clearly made by the same smith. They all kind of designed in the exact same way. And you'd find across their bodies, each one of them has a military insignia. None of them wearing them.
Just have like they took them off. Can we see like a spot where it would have been or something?
No, because they're more like pins.
Okay.
But you could see some of them got them in pockets. Some of them got them in their little backpacks and the satchels. But no one's wearing them.
Yeah.
And each of their ones was just the 3 lines. No
bar.
No bar.
No wavy bar.
No.
All right, I'll grab all of those.
If there's like a spare dagger that any of them had or something, I would take one to see if this girl needs some sort of something as she's trying to get back to her family.
Okay.
There's that crossbow too. She could definitely take at least.
We'll give her. We'll ask her if she wants to take anything. Here's what we found. Do you want the weapon?
Yeah, she would. I could take it. I could take it. I've never shot a whatever this is, and she kind of points to the crossbow. But I'll take a dagger.
Okay, I'll get you one.
You'd also find across their bodies a total of 32 gold, Draven.
Wild. Okay.
And 12 silver.
Nice, dude.
Get that bandit gold, baby. I've been playing a lot of Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous and just that constant looting of
so
it feels good.
overwhelming. My brain truly can't fucking make a character.
I've given up.
Without...
Yeah. I look at an item, it's worth less than 200 gold. I'm like, I'm not picking that garbage up. But at this point, we're at the stage of D&D where we're like, oh yeah, get these.
Yeah, anything happens. Yeah.
I need trash now.
One of the best things about early D&D is finding anything valuable.
That symbol, Joe, I don't think Juno would recognize it, but like, is there a chance that she might have if this is like a military thing, is it like something that you read about in whether it's, I'm assuming it's Midgard, from here, but maybe a symbol of an army that fought in the wars before sort of the peace or anything like that, or? Yeah,
I'll tell you what, I'll let you roll a history check for me.
I imagine it'll be a high DC, but I figured I'd just see.
Yeah, it's a high DC as you come from.
Yeah.
It might be just generic enough that you don't recognize it.
Fine. Yeah.
But yeah, it's clearly military in its design. Is everyone taking a long rest?
Yeah.
Yes.
I do want to ask the girl something before we fall asleep, though.
Yeah.
You said that your family's nearby. How far are they from here? How far a walk is it?
About an hour.
About an hour. Is it what direction is it? Because we're headed to, I just forgot,
Sveppir.
Svapier. We're headed to Svapier. Is it in the same direction? Is it?
Ish. Sveppir's
Ish.
Northwest of here. You break off of a different road. Mine's more southwest, but for 15 minutes or so, I'd be walking the same direction.
We can walk the same. We can leave together then, and then you can
go
on your way, yeah? Okay. What is your name?
I'm Ashran.
All right, it's good to meet you. I'm Lena. Get some rest, and then we'll we'll go out when we're rested, yeah?
Okay. And thank you all again.
What was that name?
Ashar.
Ashar.
Ashar. Then go ahead as everyone settles down to rest. During that time, you'd see the bandit captain is kind of groggily wakes up after about 10 minutes and he's spends the whole time just kind of his eyes lolling about, and it takes him the majority of the time for the long rest to actually come to. He passes out a couple of times just from his wounds, though he is stable. Eventually, as all the others are waking up, so does he. You see his eyes kind of blacken and swollen over on one side. His jaw kind of rests to the side a little bit. You can tell his jaw's definitely been broken, but it's swelling on one side. He sniffs back some blood that's coating around his moustache and his nose. Where are we? Why am I not there?
You're in the cabin where you stored all those bodies of the people you killed.
See him look behind you. What, Why? Why didn't you just kill me?
I want to ask you some questions first. Is all?
Kind of just leans his head back and closes his eyes. Everyone else, you're all waking up in the campsite. It's now kind of early day. You slept well. Your wounds have healed. Your bodies have gone back to normal. And you see, unlike her, all of you have this kind of affliction for legacy and for the future of fate and destiny itself, that your bodies do heal, being heroes. You see her, the cure wounds has kind of left her with a scar, but she's still definitely groggy, and she sits up and she's still hurt. But for the most part, you're all good. You're all back to normal. You could see the shack is slightly open.
I'll do a courtesy knock on the side of the door. You right in there?
You would open the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good. He's awake though.
Oh, good morning.
If you want to ask him those questions sooner rather than later. I mean, I haven't been healing him or anything.
Oh, all right. I'll step in and look at him. How are you feeling?
He has his eyes closed. How did we get so unlucky? The people getting off that ferry could fight.
Honestly, I blame your idiot companions who decided to attack me after I made it very clear what would happen to them.
Poorly done on your part. You were surrounded by idiots and are perhaps an idiot to your own self.
Berate me all you like.
What were you doing?
In general?
No, I don't want your whole life story. What were you doing here? Why did you kill the people and put them in the shack? What's the insignia that you're all wearing? It looks like yours is slightly different.
Nobody's going to activate Dragon Constellation.
We got in a fight.
How come you all had the insignia and yet nobody was actually displaying it? Did you run?
We did not run.
No?
We just chose our freedoms before we chose someone else's orders.
So you disobeyed and you left.
It's more accurate.
What did they do to deserters?
Much worse than what you're going to do to me once I've done with this conversation. I'd be dead either way.
What were the orders you didn't want to follow?
Didn't want to fight the war. Not gonna kill Perkins whilst we're preparing for this other greater war. Our enemies out there in Mesogaia.
Hmm. And you're sent to do what?
With War of Burka.
Barca. All right.
So?
So, you had nothing to do with the Lady of the Lake or anything like that?
Yeah, were you part of that whole thing? The lady in the lake?
What lady in what lake?
Looks at Willoughby.
Yeah, Willoughby. Even though I'm pretty sure as a player that he's being honest, it's a nat 20 insight. These
Pretty
guys
confused
know
by that.
anything.
Yeah.
And they don't know anything about that.
The lady in the lake, she was pissed because it doesn't matter. I don't know about it. Okay.
Ah.
What do you think we should do with you?
Depends.
Depends on what.
What your opinion on Mesogaia is?
I'll lean forward a little bit. It's not so much my opinion on Mesogaia is that what matter here. It's more that how many dead people did we find in the shack?
Yeah.
About 6.
It's more that what do you think we should do with someone who had a group that murdered at least six that we can see people for ostensibly no reason other than to
We
try
had
to.
reason.
What was the reason?
They
To
did
get
not
some
share
money
any food.
so
They had
you
plenty
could.
food. We needed some
Did
food
you-
for the road.
Did you ask them?
We told them,
Did you ask them?
as brothers and sisters of Midgard, they should have just given it up willingly and let us go on by.
So you decided that you didn't want to obey the orders you were given. You deserted. You came here rather than asking folks to share their food or perhaps offering to buy it. You told them to give it to you, and when they resisted, you killed all of them. You put their bodies in this shack. Then you waited around and thought maybe you could do it all again, find another group of idiots and kill them as well?
No,
No?
we just thought that no one would come by for another day or two.
It's a fairy. Like, what did you know that, like, it comes all the time,
We
right?
did not know
You thought
that.
did you not know how a fairy works?
We didn't realize
Are
it
you
was so
unfamiliar
popular.
with? Oh, you're not from around here.
No. It was the first time we got to put our feet up for some time.
What if I like Mesogaia?
And you like the enemy. Can't you see that all of this bickering between people, killing my people outside, those are men and women that could fight against the oncoming war. The Mesogaians are trained.
Why wouldn't you just run from that?
Run
You
from it.
ran already from
We
a
run
war.
towards it.
Well, it looks like you stopped and decided to have a little murder spree here. Doesn't look like
We
you were
killed a
running
few.
towards anything.
We kill people that would not fight, Mesogai. Weak. Do you not
I'll
understand
look
what's
out.
coming?
Like the doorway to see if anyone else can hear this. Anyone else is standing by.
Eating it up.
Yeah.
I think Juno's
so-
by the. She's talking to the woman at the campfire, the Asher. Just pats her on the shoulder, kind of thing. Hasn't
I'm
heard
just-
any of this.
Sitting on the ground,
Willoughby's gonna lean
Outside
over
nearby.
towards.
just watching.
This guy sucks.
Draven's gonna speak a little louder. So you think that you need more people in this war so that you can fight against gods? Do you think you can kill a god? And Draven gets real close with his fangs coming out.
No. But our gods will kill their gods.
That's interesting you say that. I suppose you could probably tell that a couple of my friends are Mesogaians, huh? Do you want to fight them right now? Do you want to take the fight to them immediately, right at this moment? Do you think you can fight them?
I wish I had noticed you in the fight.
Hmm.
I have a question. You really think that your gods care about your life?
I will go to Valhalla.
No.
My guy, I've met plenty of your gods. They don't know who you are.
I hope you go to Valhalla and you see yourself sitting at the farthest table in the shadows. And go, please, because you seek glory and victory when you don't seem to realize you are a stepping stool and not worth our time.
I fight for the gods.
Yes, but do they fight for you, Worm?
You're just trying to get in my head.
Why?
Because
What do
Mr.
I have to
Gaia,
gain from that?
you're here to destroy our world, our way of things.
I care as much about Mesogaiah as I do Midgard.
What does it matter?
Because I want you to save yourself.
How?
Do you want an honest answer?
I'm about to die. Honesty is probably the most kind thing you could give me.
Consider the difference in what would have happened if instead of trying to find people to fight against Mesogaiah, you found people to protect you from the gods. Midgardian, Mesogaian, or otherwise. Because maybe you can't win against the gods, but you'd survive longer. Look what we've done.
You see kind of a lot of his teeth missing. You think you're gonna go up against gods?
Ooh. Actually, I'm going to use disguise self to make myself look like Thrud.
Okay.
It's not about going up against them. We've already met them. Tell Thor I said hello. I'm sure that he'd recognize me. And then I'll stand up and walk out.
Gonna extend his ties and looks quickly.
I'd say that you could tell Thor that when you get to Valhalla. But I also don't think that you're going to go to Valhalla, and I'm going to stab him.
You see him cough. Where do you stab him?
Right in the heart.
Okay. What? You're stabbed. And a fool's limp.
Then I walk out.
Okay.
He's just standing in a
Why
room.
you don't fuck with Lena? You do.
Body, I guess.
I'm going to use my telekinesis to pull his body
Mm-hmm.
and just slowly but surely shove it towards the docks and just shove it in the water.
Okay.
That's
That is
horrifying.
horrible,
Yeah,
man.
we are.
By the
We
way,
are really scary people.
yeah.
Draven walking
you make
out.
it walk?
What the hell?
I was just gonna leave the body in there. I was okay with that.
If I kind of like can see what's going on, I'm gonna try and distract the woman so that she doesn't see the corpse like
Body's
floating.
getting fucking knocked 5 feet at a time towards the fucking line.
You see, she's having this conversation and you're just knocking the body in the background where she's like, yes,
Hey,
they
do you know much about horses? I don't really my
love horses.
nice boy. Yeah.
I'm
Oh, that was a big fish.
a gorgeous horse. Huh? Yes, I mean, they fish a lot around here. Lovely. They carries on with the conversation.
It's like a complete nonsense conversation,
Yeah.
but just enough to keep her distracted, to stop her going like,
There's definitely that element of like someone who's kind of gone through recent trauma of she's happy to just engage in normality.
Yeah.
So completely just is enamored by the conversation.
Mhm.
But yeah, you push the body into the water and you just see the waves drift it off. It kind of just drifts into the water.
Apparently, the fish need food, so
That's true. That was really unsatisfying.
I take it, my friends, you got the answers that we were looking for? Or at least
Deserters.
something?
Sure.
Deserters.
For sure.
Deserters, did they say which army they fought for, or?
They were fighting. Was it? I just. Oh,
They're
Burka.
fighting
Burka.
Burka.
Burka. Asher, do you know any? Do you know Burka? Is that a place near here?
To the north?
that's my house.
Yeah, it's an entire region to the north.
Oh, do you know if they've had trouble with anyone? Other Midgard settlements?
Gandvik. The two regions are at war for the last 2 years.
Well,
Gandvik. Wilby knows like a pretty good amount about the region and the layout of Midgar. I think it would definitely be weird to him to know that these people were soldiers of Gandvik, despite the fact that they are very clearly pushed far past Burka. These are deserters that deserted very deep.
I mean, it makes
Enemy
sense. They didn't
lines.
fight their own people,
They must have been pretty deep in there when they decided to desert. They're pretty far from home.
Well, at least we know where, and it sounds like it was just bad luck that we stumbled into them here. Nothing more sinister, at least.
No.
Has everyone rested? Do we want to get on the way?
yeah.
Yes, I think we should.
Joe, you said
I've had
Asher.
enough of this water. Forever.
Asher still looks hurt.
Actually, just I got a DM from Mark who Juno gave her a health potion.
Aww.
Drank it back. Grimacing at the taste, but it mended her wounds.
Okay,
But you don't know that.
but does she look? I mean,
Not anymore.
okay.
It's okay.
All right. Well, I guess we get on the road. Willoughby, do you know the way to Sveppir or Eldred or Lena? Do you know?
It's that way. Wilby's just gonna
Vaguely.
point east or west.
Good enough?
Just
The direction's good enough for me?
follow the road.
Okay.
Let us go.
All right.
Just going to have to navigate some mountains.
That will be fine.
You head out onto the western road. You can see on this portion of the. It's definitely a lot more. There's a lot more foliage on this side of the lake, and you can see as kind of the trees grow taller and greener, and you're walking through small forests with skinny trees and hundreds of them. And the road itself is one more often trod than ones you're used to previously. You can see it kind of passes over rivers, and there's after a little while of walking, you can see the occasional shack and a couple of smaller, very, very small villages or hamlets, really. Only a few houses here and there. Before long, you come across a fork in the road where one of it goes northwest and one of them goes southwest. And you see Asher looks towards all of you and says, "That's my road, and everybody, that's your one."
All right. Good luck.
Okay, no,
We'll be fine.
good luck to all of you. Thank you again.
I'll shake her hand and palm her 4 gold
Aw.
Just because I hate having I hate
Fair
having
enough.
That's what it's always about.
Yeah, I'm
It's
like
never
if
just
I get,
generosity. It's never
Yeah.
just
Yep.
generosity.
It's
No.
better math.
yeah.
That's very kind.
Well, it's not much, but I hope that it helps a little. Keep yourself safe, and I hope that you don't have to go through anything like that again.
I appreciate it. I'm very familiar with this road, so I feel a lot safer already. Good luck, all of you.
Will you be able to have someone at your village or whatever send word to the other side of the lake about the
Yes.
ferry?
Yeah, there'll be people that know the ferryman a lot better than I do. I'll warn them.
All right.
Thank you.
Good luck.
And you. Goodbye. She wanders down her road. The road northwest is one which is less pampered with houses and small homesteads. And there's a lot more just kind of nature bound. You'd see that you're passing through deeper forests this time, but calm ones. You see the occasional deer ride past, and you hear the chirping of birds. And it's a peaceful road. And the longer you walk northwest towards essentially the kind of surrounding of Alfheim's route, you realize that the trees grow taller, wider. The pines are beautiful in the sky. Sometimes it can be 20 feet up before you even see any of the leaves as they drift into the air. And you realize it's a lot greener the closer to Alfheim you get. You'd be passing by for a good couple hours of walking, hilly roads, sometimes having to climb up steep ones to get over to the other side. The road sometimes abruptly stopping, and you have to kind of work out where the rest of it is kind of maintained. And eventually you would get to a point where you see these milestones. You recognize these massive great monoliths. For your sake, you arrive to about here. And there's this massive jutting monolith. And though the trees here are so beautiful on this side, you can see on the other side they're even greater and denser. There seems to be thick forestry. For Willoughby, Eldred, I'll just say these two. If you want to go ahead and roll, give me a straight wisdom roll. Or nature.
22.
Oh,
8.
Maybe it's just because it's on the other side of the lake and you haven't traveled this much this way. But for you, Willoughby, it makes sense that you know more about these, because these are kind of being set up as almost an idea of the much smaller roots of Yggdrasil stretch this far. This is to say, as you're stepping into an area where Yggdrasil is in close proximity. The most distant roots of Yggdrasil. But this is essentially the very small roots. You can follow them all the way back to the root of Alfheim, the actual one which would lead you through. The perimeter stones are set up as a kind of an idea of allowing mortals to recognize when they are in the vicinity of kind of godly pathways. The actual monoliths themselves are built of just carved stone. Beyond, they're massive. They're like Stonehenge if it was 100 feet tall. Giant stones going into the sky. Only gods or giants could have moved these here. They constantly distribute vapor. Almost a magical vapor that shoots backwards into the tree line behind it, which seems to change the weather inside this area to constantly mimic that almost of a rainforest. You see heavy rain pouring only on one side as the vapor hits the trees and pours across, and just rainfall comes down. But it creates this very luscious forest. And it's comfortable. It's like a warm rain. Just stepping past the perimeter barrier, you can already get the smell of just wet grass and the flowers blooming. It's like it's constantly summer in here. Yellows and blues and red flowers all just kind of pushing against each other to catch as much sun as they can. And funnily enough, this place is built so that no plants really suffocate beneath the sun. They all have room for some sort of sunlight. Above you, though you'd expect a normal junglish forest area to be almost shadowed constantly, you can see the sunlight always manages to find its way down to all of the smaller foliage on the ground. You have entered into essentially the outer realm of Alfheim, the perimeter. The road here carries on leading you northwest, but it does diverge, allowing you to go off into any other direction. Is there anything any of you want to do along the road? Or do you just want to keep pushing on towards Sveppir?
A nice deep breath.
Yeah, Juno's taking all this in, like, just fascinated by it. Maybe asking, like, the local, like, you know, Willoughby and Eldred and Lena, like, questions about things and, you know, asking about it, learning it, like the stuff that you were just sort of explaining there about, you know, this is the perimeter and, like, learning, you know, what it means and these monoliths, like, how they control the weather and stuff. Just, yeah, totally fascinated, loving it.
Do you have things like this in Masogaya, like a you know, something similar, like an area like that, or?
Yeah, I don't know.
You have like pretty luscious forests, but nothing that is so vibrantly. Actually, no. Technically, where you are, you would know of. One moment, let me find my map.
Stand by, please.
Oh, that's what I'm here for.
You would know. Find my map of Mesogaya so I don't get the name wrong. Where you live in Athra, just kind of northwest of it are the Gaian Gardens. And there, where Citria is and Herica, Citria in particular, the whole kind of stretch is somewhere that Pan, who is essentially the god of nature, the satyr god, it said he journeys there a lot. It's not quite the same in terms of rainforest, but it is very vibrant greens and it's very beautiful flowers. The sunflowers there can grow up to like 5 feet wide. They're huge. And it's more about, whereas here is just more about as much life as possible, there it's as giant as possible. So giant sunflowers, dandelions, larger gazelles. It's this forest that makes you feel small, makes you feel like you are like a rabbit running through it. So similar, but not exactly the same.
Something similar, but these stones creating this weather, I've not seen much like that. But there is a place not far from the city that I grew up in, Syria, the Gaian Gardens. There's a god called Pan who's said to visit it, and it's a wonder of its own. The academia has books on it. It's everything is bigger there. People that visit it feel like small prey scurrying amongst the underbrush and the flowers. I've never been myself, but something like this. But these monoliths, I've never seen anything like this. Fantastic.
You would carry on the road for a little while. And it's peaceful. There's no fighting, no sense of monsters. If there's any predators here, they avoid you as much as you might avoid them. But it isn't long before your road kind of cuts into another. And you can hear the sound of a cart being pulled and the wheels turning as they hit small rocks on the road, the dirt path road. And converging at a similar time to you as you pass onto their road, you'd see a small squad of Amanita, which are essentially red-capped mushroom people. They're about 4 foot at the highest, but anywhere from 2 to 4 foot. The average probably being about 2.5 feet. But these ones are closer to 4 feet for the most part because they are warriors. You see they've kind of got their mushroom caps and their faces are on the stalks with arms and legs as well. You can see they've got thickened, around the stalk, they've got almost this thickened armor that's built onto them. But it also looks almost wooden-like, as if it's been built out of fungi itself. You see them walking along with several spears and small kind of bows that are designed more like slingshots. Definitely armed to the teeth. A few of them with shields that have almost got like mushroom caps as shields, and blades, which Their swords are kind of intertwining blades that almost kind of stretch off and curl around twice, almost like a vase in shape with the kind of spikes at the end. They're walking along, hauling a cart. There's about a dozen of them. And inside the cart, much larger than them, are these half-bear people. Human faces and human kind of hands, but bearish fur and kind of their size, very hulking. And they sit there in a cart, a prison cart, bars made out of the fungi itself, but hardened. And they're kind of pulling them along with them. You see several of them just dragging them. The creature that's pulling them at the front is almost like a large armadillo-like creature, just very slow, dragging along this cart. And the soldiers walk by. A couple of them hold up their hands. Halt! Don't get too close. You see one of them step forward. See kind of a cut down the side of his stalk that goes all the way down past his armor. With great kind of golden eyes, he kind of steps forward. Strangers, if you'd like to go ahead, we try to keep a distance from people on the road.
Oh, is everything okay?
Yes, we're just transporting these prisoners back to Sveppir.
Oh, we're going to Svapier.
Ah!
It's gonna be an awkward walk.
Yeah, I mean, we can stay distant, but we're going to go the same way.
Larger folk, we tend to be a bit more cautious around with, kind of scanned all of you.
Juno is just like, oh my god, these talking mushroom people. Oh my god. Like,
Do any of us have any knowledge about these bear people?
Yeah, go ahead and roll.
I'm assuming it's different from the werebear person we met before.
Yeah, it's somewhat different. Go ahead and roll. Give me a nature check.
Just Eldred, or is this a group?
Anyone who has studied Midgard or is from Midgard?
12.
6.
6.
For you, Eldred, you'd have probably heard of them. They're not massively numerous, but they're berserkers. It's a kind of a race of people that are very connected to nature, but they in the Amanita have fought for generations upon generations. The berserkers like to eat the Amanita.
of course they do.
Powerful.
Berserkers.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't get poisoned?
No, they don't get poisoned. You see the three of them are kind of just sat there, and they're larger in the cage, and they're kind of just ignoring everyone around. The Amanita are pulling them along with their armadillo creature. And you see, that's the one at the front kind of scans at you. What? None of you look bear-like, so sure, you can walk alongside the cart, but do not get close to them, please.
All right.
All right, keep moving. And you see the armadillo creature carries on moving, and the others walk alongside. They
I'm
march.
just gonna look at the group and just very, very clearly all of them say, "Don't try to eat any of them."
I look at Draven when you say it. Like, don't look at me.
Why me?
Please.
They don't have skin. I don't. Blood. That's my thing.
They
They're-
might have blood.
They're
But don't try to eat them.
Also, let's not ask
Poisoned
them
blood.
if they have blood. Yeah. Let's.
You think poison blood is going to stop me? Have
That's
you
fair.
forgotten
Saw
the
what happened
past
to those
week?
bozos in the
We
iron.
haven't.
You saw.
Oh, just also, I'm interested because my assumption, perhaps my apologies for the assumption. My assumption that it was not just blood, but you enjoyed new tastes and new sensations and things like. But it is just strictly blood that you are interested in.
No, no, but like I just don't assume that I'm going to eat something. Just
You would want
it's
like
just-
good blood, right? You're not going to just.
I didn't
like...
even think about eating these people.
It's just the track record. No offense, but the
He-
track record.
like humanoid-looking creatures,
Okay.
things with like hearts
makes
and
sense.
circulatory systems.
Oh, I think they have hearts.
What is? Do you want me to eat them? I'm
No, I'm
getting
just.
I
I don't
think-
want you
messages.
to. I don't want you to imply to them at some point that they don't have hearts or blood.
Also,
because
I
that's
don't.
just-
I usually
Well,
don't
that's
eat people
Is it
unless they've
go-
started a fight.
Yeah, also, is it going to come up into conversation like their circulatory system? Are we going to? It probably won't come up.
Most
ask if they
people
have
we
hearts.
see
gladly ask.
around us die. I
was
just
like,
want
"Oh,
to make
can I
that
ask?"
clear. Wilby may say this a little bit louder.
Yeah, you see one of them turn their head back, and then you see the kind of leader goes up to a couple of them, and they just drop kind of back, and they stand at the back of the cart a little bit closer to the door, walk a little slower, kind of marching behind.
On Zappelli, I want to like trot alongside some of these mushroom people, and maybe they will get annoyed at her for this, but Juno will not stop asking questions.
Yeah,
like it's things like who are you? You're mushroom people. Tell me everything about you. I want to learn everything about these mushroom people I can.
You,
How we were with Willoughby.
yeah, you're bombarding.
Do you eat? Do you get watered?
you
What
start-
is-
You start bombarding like the
Do you have to
soldiers,
pee?
and they all ignore you, but they're like flicking their eyes towards the captain. Kind of drops back in the system. Sorry, my men are trying to focus on the task at hand. I can ask you a question.
Of course, please. Yes, I'm
course.
sorry to distract them, but
No,
I'm just
it's absolutely okay. They're trying to keep their eyes on any potential ambushes. Yes. What would you like to know?
I mean, you don't have to answer, but like, yeah, do you like
You can ask questions.
But the thing is, I want to know everything. Who are they? Are they like Midgardians? Do they worship the gods as well? I guess like maybe that's like she tries to get like a cultural understanding of like, do they live here in this like rainforest area?
Yeah.
That's maybe question one.
He would tell you. He'd be like, "Oh, we're Amanita. I see you come from Masuga. Yes, we are. We are fungal people. We are mushroom people. We have our home not too far. Sveppir is our capital, our home, our main home. It is a mushroom forest that we've built together. We are constantly," and he kind of taps his spear against the cage, and you see one of them growl against me. We're constantly beset by these beasts. They eat us for our hallucinatory and rage-inducing effects.
Oh.
They believe that consuming us before battle makes them unkillable. So we fight back against them. We let them know that they cannot eat us willingly. Whereas our people didn't used to be combative, but now we've grown as a pretty powerful war nation ourselves.
Do you worship the gods of here, of Midgard? Are you faithful?
We do. Many of us are. They're undeniable. We owe the gods everything. Truthfully, they gave us the ability to talk.
Is there one god in particular to worship, or is it sort of all of them combined?
We worship them as a form, but we have our preferences. For me, personally, I'm rather fond of Freya.
But it is a personal choice. There's no cultural. One of the gods is not. Is there a god who created you or gave you the ability to think? Freya did.
Freya saw us as. She believed that Freya does not like the idea of prey. She understands the way of the world, and she understands that there's prey and there's predators. She wished to give us a fighting chance. If we are to be prey, we are to be prey that fights back. And she took a kind of a hopeful gift upon us. Taught some of us how to fight. And the generations have learned from there. Many of the warriors here serve Frey.
Fascinating. You mentioned that these berserkers, they eat you because they believe that you have these hallucinogens. But if I may ask, if it is not rude, is that true?
Yes, it is partially true. It is a case of... He smiles and kind of looks across. They believe themselves to be unkillable. To be powerful beyond means. We can induce a form of anger in someone. We can make you see things. Depends on the Amanita. We're not all the same. Many of us have different spores that grow out of us. We are different species. Intermingling. But yes, a lot of our warriors and redcaps, we have the ability to find the deepest anger when you eat upon us. And there are many warriors who thrive upon anger in battle. So they are not entirely wrong. We do provide such unwillingly. But
No, of course.
unkillable, absolutely not. We've killed many of them when they have eaten our kind, haven't we? Do you want to look back and go? He looks away. He just smiles. We caught these 3 unawares.
Fascinating. I don't want to take up any more game time, but I fucking love this. Give me so much. I love it.
Anything you need.
I will happily just sit here and listen to Joe tell me about his cool world and these cool things for 4 hours. So
They said they caught them unawares.
Mm-hmm.
So is it assumed that they caught them before they started causing problems?
Yeah, you could probably instigate that from these ones.
That makes them the problem, though.
Snowball?
Are the bear people talking at all, even if they're in a language it's...
You'd probably heard some kind of growling between them. Nothing like too obvious. Like it's whispering in a sense.
I want to listen.
Okay. Do you speak Druidic?
I'm going to use comprehend languages.
Okay. And then give me...
Oh, wait, what? Hold on. That continue. That just to my head. Oh, God. I have fucking mushroom cops.
You cast comprehend languages, and as you're kind of walking by, you can hear them. You hear one of them go, "Oh, if we charge the cage at the same time, we might be able to break out." And you hear the other one say, "Just wait. They're not going to kill us. They're just going to ransom us back." And the third one says, "And if they ransom us back, what do you think the others are going to say about us? Should kill this lot. Bring back their leader. Patience. They ransom us back. We find out the ones who did it next time. Patience. Doesn't matter. They're not going to kill us." He's kind of leaning back.
Hate moral quandaries. All right. Draven's not going to be settled by the fact that he's listening to them, though.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not being subtle, then I would think at some point Willoughby would notice.
Okay, let me clarify.
also speaks-
Not settled to them.
Oh, to them?
Like, he's like looking at them
You're
when
like
they're
just
talking.
walking up to these
No,
people for
no, the
whatever.
mushroom people would be pissed. He's gonna be looking at them and then like kind of following them talking to each other. Maybe
Mhm.
it's not clear that he understands them, but he's
Making
You-
his eyes like
yes.
You see one notices what you're doing, but thinks, like in their mind, they're thinking, none of these people can understand us. This person's just trying to like, almost just fascinated by us. And leans across the bar and just... Looks like they've got friends. I think this one understands us.
I look at the cage door and then I look at him.
You hear another one going, "Sit down, you're wasting your breath. Do you want them to stab you a few times? They'll ransom you back. They doesn't have to do it in one piece. Quiet. You understand us, don't you? Okay.
And then he nods.
How much would it cost you to break us out of this?"
He like puts a finger up, then puts it to his chest, and then like points to his head. He's gonna point to the sky and then like hand come down. He's basically trying to get across like, let me think about it as the sun falls.
Okay. He sits with his back to the cage and talks forward, even though he's talking to you, and just kind of turns his head slightly. "We'll make it worth your while. You just leave that little captain to us. Think on it."
If
And then he
If-
walks away.
if Juno is winding down some of her questions to the captain, I love it.
Oh God,
Very similar to how they look, yeah.
Elena would kind of join in the conversation a little bit. What's your name, if I might ask?
He looks across to you. Tuki.
Tuki. It's good to meet you. I am Lena. Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Well, I just asked you. Okay. Yes. What did they do? Like, you're taking them back, and like, what did they do?
They're on our
you?
territory. So we assumed they were going to be hunting us.
Mm.
We were patrolling, and we found them. So we took them captive. We'll sell them back to their people.
Oh, is that what you do?
I was going to ask, what would you do with them? What is the punishment, the crime, or that you would do? So you would ransom them back to their people? They would pay you to release them?
Does that happen a lot? Like, they just encroach on your territory, you get them, you ransom them back, and doesn't it just never end?
How much? It depends. We sometimes ask for weapons. We do not have... They have different forms of smithing than us. So,
Joe, this is how you get me, you bastard.
I think we'll be hearing like that they just picked them up because they thought they were gonna hunt them. He just walk up and ask, "So, what were you doing here?" He'd say in just Druidic. He can speak Druidic. He's a druid.
Listening the whole time as well.
Y'all can't let me have anything. Y'all know too much.
Sorry, dude. It's Druidic. I don't know what to tell you. It's in my class name, but it's like someone speaking Warlockian, dude. It's more like...
That should be a language. I'm adding that as a language to my next setting. Warlock.
you see one of them.
It's their language.
You see one of them in the
can't wait to
cage.
hear it.
Go. Can all of these fuckers still hear us? They take claim to too much land. We decided we would have a little wander. We weren't necessarily hunting Amanita. We have no fight to have. But we were hunting.
Poachers.
Insight check 23. Were they actually looking for Amanita?
You can see he's definitely not telling you the full truth.
Oh, they were totally after these little guys.
Well, not really understanding into that conversation, the next thing that I would have asked the captain is, like, does this just never end then? Like, what are you like actively at war, or like is it just a sort of weird truce thing and they can't come onto your land, you don't go on to the, like, how does it work?
Is the wolf at war with the rabbit, or is the wolf at war with the deer?
That's
It is
fair.
a case of this is the way of life. It is constant fight, constant
They
survival.
see you prey,
Do you have like,
be consumed, and so they try and
Exactly.
take.
are there like, I mean, sorry, I'm just trying to wrap my head around it. It's not like I'm trying to help you
We
come up
understand.
with this.
It
I'm
is
sure,
not every day that
but
you
like,
skinned folk meet us.
so they have like their territory, I would assume, like, and then their people in charge. Like, if you go to their territory, right?
don't
would
have
they
territory.
ransom you? Oh, where do
Not
they
really.
live?
They're nomadic. They travel
Oh.
around. Occasionally, it is not. There's no set period of time that they come and hunt us. Though I would say, the beginning of autumn and fall, they do like to. Well, they like to get their storage for winter, so we expect more incursions around that time. But other than that, it is more a case of we have our territory. We have miles around.
Do they
Sveppir.
like? Do they coordinate attacks, or is it just like little groups like this often? Or like, have they tried to like assault your town?
Thankfully, these folk are so prone to warring each other and enjoy fighting so much that no one has ever, at least in my lifetime or any lifetime of our recorded generations, has tried to organize them all together. Or by the gods, we'd all be dead.
If their people do not pay the ransom, what will you do?
That's a good question.
Have they ever not paid the ransom?
A couple of times. For the lesser berserker, the ones who are perhaps have no. We'd send that word if anyone has noticed any of their people missing. And if no one replies, then we might make an example of them.
In what way?
We would probably execute them.
Would likely exacerbate this cyclic issue, but this is a tangent, and I'm sorry to interrupt. You mentioned something about they have different smithing to you.
Yes.
Is it obviously you seem to use natural elements for your weapons and
We weave our
armor.
weapons, yes.
But do you mean that they have a certain style of smithing or something unusual about it compared to other folk like us?
They weave metal into their bodies. Their claws have a certain metallic nature to them. Their jaws, their bodies, they like to weave metal into them. We've tried to use this as a means of. It is a form of druidism in itself. To weave metal like it is plant. We wish to. We pay for some of that. It is easier to weave into our own armor, but it is rare, and you don't get much. Perhaps a handful of claw additions per person. We don't ask for much.
Forgive me. It seems that there is the potential here for there is something they have that you would like to learn from, and obviously they want to eat you. That's not a good thing.
Not a non-starter, right? We can't. Yeah.
But has there ever been discussions about what do you do with your dead, for example? Like, do you have rights around your dead and things like that?
We do. We regrow.
You are.
Oh,
That changes
Distribute
things.
and regrow.
Can you distill, like...
Your spores? Could you make something like an elixir or something?
Not
You can
that
induce
you
it
should,
in
I'm
someone,
just
but it's
asking.
briefly. The problem is that they've become obsessed, addicted to us. It is in their nature. We do not blame them for it. But they eat one of us, they'll be in a constant rage for days. And for them, it's a very pleasurable time. It is enjoyable. Pure, unadulterated anger. But we can trigger it in someone briefly through spores, only tiny amounts at a time. We are their delicacy, and I take no offense to it. But negotiations were possible. Trust us when we say the Amanita of all people have tried. Unfortunately.
Could we pay their,
Sorry?
could we pay their ransom?
If you have something worthwhile to offer.
Do you not take gold?
Our shopkeepers do. The unfortunate thing is that we have people come through who wish to be put into the sleep. So gold comes by our way quite often, and we use that to, well, build our commerce and our place in the world. But it is rare that we get materials of rarity such as theirs. That is why we use them.
If people come by that want to what?
Into the sleep.
Sleep.
What is...
Is that the rage, or is that something different?
Oh, no. Our spore keepers. It is not why you have come?
No.
Well, it is a beautiful process. In Sveppir, we have a great hall with a lot of people like yourselves. They come
People
by
in
and
your halls.
yes, it is a great mushroom cap. Inside, we keep them fed, we keep them well and maintained, and they pay a considerable amount of gold or whatever they can offer at the time, and they enter into a deep sleep. It is a combined
For
sleep.
how long?
1 month at a time. It is.
Imagine being able to sleep for a whole month.
What happens there? Like, why would they... happens when they're asleep? Why would you ask to be asleep for a month?
It is a combined dream. If you spend your life living in a small home, harvesting wood to sell to your local village your whole life, not getting to see the world.
Wait, can you make a dream to share? Like, you
That
can
is what our spores
direct
do.
it?
Well, we do not direct it. They direct it themselves. You enter into a combined dream. It is a dreamscape where together
You
their
create.
imaginations, design the
Right.
world that they would like.
That
And-
seems pretty interesting.
Yes, people.
Can you do it for shorter than a month?
No,
Like, could you just try?
not
Oh.
usually, but the person can wake up themselves if they have the willpower to do so.
They're Inception mushrooms. They are literally the movie Inception. That's awesome. I love it.
A lot of people travel far and wide to enter into our sleep. Some for a month at a time. We've had people in there who've spent most of their lives in there.
They just like wake up and go back in.
Once a
and-
month, we wake them, and in the slow process. If you wake them too early, it is dangerous. If they do not wish to wake,
Can they die,
They
or
can
what would
die.
happen?
it is not death of the body, but death of the mind. You'd split their mind.
Oh,
from the
like
body,
their body would be fine, but
is- yes.
nothing there.
which is why we take care of them, and we make sure that once a month when they do wake, that we are there to tend to them, their needs, help them stretch before they go back under or not. And through the spore dream, they get to be someone they're not in life.
Wait, Joe, these people are not related to like the goat and the bear people that we met, even though those people were affected by a myconid mushroom people poison that gave them a rage.
They're not the exact type of people, no. Those are kind of
Okay.
offshoots. It's kind of all part of a slightly lycanthrope or therianthrope family, but these are one particular kind of people. Some other
Okay.
people might hunt Amanita, but not act. More as kind of dabbling in it, whereas for the berserkers, it's very much their entire culture, practically.
Is it assumed that the Manitar were also the same mushroom people that poisoned the shifters?
Yeah, it's kind of, they're a branch of Amanita kind of, in this regard, though it means red cap.
Yeah.
That's kind of their main populace,
already
but they have
tasted that
many,
then.
many more species. So yeah,
Yeah, I've already tasted that then. I tasted that when I drank the goat man's heart.
it's true.
I'm glad that you're still
You
on
tasted
this.
a-
and
you tasted
did
a
figure it
poison
out
one,
and
though.
confirm it. That's
Well,
really
I
good,
hadn't-
though. No,
I had
no,
notes
I'm not
about it.
joking. I'm glad you
True.
figured it
You
out.
have only tasted a sickly one though. That one wasn't actually well. That's why they got they lost control because they had.
So them being sick makes it worse.
Yeah, it makes it not rage inducing, but more like you lose control. So it's like being unwell if you eat a bad one.
That's
Bad
kind of
mushroom.
interesting and concerning. Okay.
Captain Tuki, I have one more question.
Of
You have
course.
been so helpful, and thank you so much for explaining your culture and these issues that fascinating to me. I may be wrong, and I'll sort of look at Lena just in case I start talking about things that aren't correct. But I think that Sveppir is where we're going, right? That's the place where we were heading to, where this
Yeah.
guy is supposed to be. I'll say,
Yeah.
like, do you know of a story of somebody called Sveppir? Somebody who claimed to once have been in love or had some sort of connection to the fates or something like that. It was a story I heard about long ago. I heard that they were connected to a place that maybe it wasn't Sveppir, maybe it was somewhere else that sounded similar, but
What is their name?
Or maybe
this might be Mark writing it down wrong. I thought I have it here as like Sveppir.
Sveppir was the town, so that's probably
Right.
got it confused there.
down.
What, Ashlar? Maybe?
Ashlar is the
Ashlar.
Ashlar is the one
Ashlar.
with the fate. Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah. I say that.
that's okay. Yeah. You seem.
You know would know. Mark is done.
We have several human-like people and your type of people that live among us. They have portions of our town which is gifted to them. If some of them like to go and stay in the sleep and then come out and stay in our town. So I'm sure perhaps one of them is in our town.
Sounds, yeah, it could be. I just wasn't expecting the place to be your town. I thought it was a town for people like us. That's fascinating.
Yes.
Just a story I heard. I was just curious. Also, out of character, I'm like, man, I'm hoping that this guy wasn't just tripping mushrooms.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I was just
right.
thinking.
That is a
That
real
might be
possibility
fucking really
now.
wasting our time.
Yep. Oh yeah, I know all the they love me, man. They think I'm the fucking best.
Man,
But he did have special.
All
like,
of them are in
psychic
love with me.
powers, So
Like that's true. He didn't know when Braggy was coming all the time and stuff like that. So
unless he also.
But was that also in a fucking dream?
shit.
Inception, it
Maybe
was a dream
Braggy was
inside
in
a
How
a
dream.
much of it
dream.
has been a dream?
Trust
dude?
nothing. We're in a dream right now.
I love.
We're already there.
We could be in Sveppir
Yeah,
right
we're
now.
already there right now. Sleeping right the fuck now. Oh shit.
You gotta take the red pill or the blue pill.
Yeah. I take them both. I don't know. I'm freaking out.
You wake up and this is just the Vampire the Masquerade campaign.
Oh my god! Imagine. I'm
You
done.
carry on traveling for a little bit longer when you see in the distance the great tall kind of the changing of the trees into mushroom caps, and the mushrooms here are massive. Some of them red caps, some of them kind of brown, like almost like portobello mushrooms as well. And you see they are huge. They're trunks that are 30 feet wide on some ends, push up tall into the sky. It's a it's a large town built entirely of these mushroom caps and walls made of them. You can see many Amanita walking side by side. In fact, I can take you guys to the general town map of Sveppir as you start closing in.
Oh, look
I'll share the
at
chat
it.
as well. And you enter into the area of Sveppir's kind of on the southern road. You pass in, and
So cute.
you'd see they've kind of got a gate built of kind of moved plantation, and you guys are coming from the southern road. The gates are open, and many Amanita warriors have just kind of they slap down their spears as the cart is drawn in. You guys walk in at the same time, and you can see people walking around the town. There's been like a marketplace bazaar that's open as it's kind of late afternoon now, and you see people selling goods. You see all these different mushroom caps which are built into homes where they've been carved out and hollowed out with small windows. You see various of these Amanita. Anywhere from some of them can have like tall, very skinny plume mushrooms. Some of them have a couple of stalks going off, and their eyes are on either stalk. You can see others with just various coloration, and some with the kind of the wider, almost like a sombrero hat. The head's kind of shaped like that. But all of them wandering around. Some humans amidst them, but mostly the mushroom people wandering in their calm little town. The houses themselves are fairly small in comparison to what you'd be used to, almost like hobbit holes. They are carefully aligned down roads. You can see a great kind of greenish lake to your left as you step in, but welcome to Sveppir. You see the captain turn to you and say, well, I've got to move on with these lots, but welcome to Sveppir.
Thank you. It was really
Susan.
nice to talk to you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much for answering all my questions again.
Of course. Thank you for keeping us company upon the road. It was interesting to be able to speak to more outsiders, and feel free to look around. There's plenty for the town to see. You can drinks, food.
Is there
purchase
like
our wares.
a tavern or an inn or something that you would
There are.
recommend?
There are. There is one. He kind of points to the road and says, "Take a right over that way. You can head into there. If you pass a little by, you can go to Little Caps, and the
So
barkeeper there. She's a skin folk like yourselves. She can help serve you. There are rooms. Please spend your gold. Buy from our people. Help our town thrive. Anyway, let's keep these ones moving towards the military base. Let's go." He pats the side of the cage, and you hear them growl through as they lead the cage off. He bows his head to you and walks on. Welcome to Sveppir. You are open to do whatever you like. If you want to look for shops, if you want to look for the Ashlar, or whoever you want.
Well, I don't see much reason to waste much time. Either we head to the inn, get a room established, or we look for...
It might be a good place to just
I think
ask.
we start, right? Yeah.
I mean, I know it's a bit of a trope in the stories, but it seems a good place as any to start looking for someone.
No, it does. I'd like to look at some shops too, but that is later. I don't need anything right away.
I wonder if I'll get a discount here.
Oh shit, maybe you would, right? That'd be
Yeah, I'll
good.
definitely
All
do.
right. No, let's find out. Let's go to the. We'll try. No, we shouldn't. I mean, we'll see.
Oh, but do be careful, Willoughby. I've read in some books about there are some funguses and mushrooms that they take over plants and insects.
Oh,
and
I'd like to see them try.
I mean, you are a very sturdy, powerful warrior. Just be careful, you know. They might get all up in your roots.
Wilby kind of
and-
looks around at the spores and like brushes some dust off the spore dust.
Cordyceps.
Especially
You see
plants and
these two
wood.
tiny mushroom children run right past you, giggling, and the spores come off Willoughby just near you.
Filthy children.
It's so good.
Little Cap's Tavern is the one here. It has all of the different red caps come off it. Named for the fact it has hundreds of little other smaller caps coming off. They almost build it into rooms. That actually goes off about probably a good like 60 or 70 feet into the air of just these various rooms all grown out of the actual tavern itself. The doorway, though, and that area has been carved to look as much like a traditional tavern you might find in a human town. As is the inside. It's got this almost uncanny feel to it where the pillars that hold up the balcony above are all made of kind of carved mushroom stalks. You can see they've got like a fireplace, but they don't actually burn the fireplace as it would be considerably flammable in here. So there's just kind of almost a glowing fake flame made of magic in there.
Nice.
You can see holding, kind of keeping light in some of the shadowed corners are these small hanging lanterns. And almost like Firefly, there's spores that kind of move and coalesce inside those. The carved mushroom bars and the tables all around. You can see various Amanita who are... You can see their diets are primarily like rotten and dead leaves. And you can see they've kind of almost got varieties of them. And they kind of consume them. They put them into their mouths and they kind of just swallow them back whole. And you just see them kind of burn into them. But they do have a couple of humans who are around eating kind of more just normal produce. And the human who is behind the bartender, she has kind of long blonde hair that's woven into the back and a very long ponytail that goes past her waist. Young, with kind of sharp features. She's wearing kind of an apron pulled forward, which has various bits of flour on it. And she's moving around serving in these small kind of... almost little small bowl shaped like an upside down mushroom, drinks in each of these little bowls, passing them out to different people. And she steps over and she sees you all going, welcome.
Hello.
Drinks, food, rooms.
Yes.
I think
To
yes
all-
to everything.
To all of them. Drinks, food, and rooms,
Got
please.
water.
Of course.
What do you have for food?
We've got lots of produce. Carrots, potatoes, celery. We have various just forms of salad. We have some forms of mushrooms if you're into those. What are you looking for?
Like, I don't know. I
Got
guess a salad.
Bread
I'll
as
take
well.
one.
We
Do you
have
have,
bread.
do you have like a
Oh,
soup
Are you
or
gonna be
anything?
good? Wilby's gonna like ask Draven. He's always eating meat in front of the group.
I'm not sure. And I don't know if I should have a...
What? Do you have like a soup or anything? What? Could you put like?
one of those field carrots that I put in my bag.
Yeah, could you put that in like a soup or something?
You know, the
And then
ones
you
that
could- Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
I don't know if I should put that in a soup. That's my problem.
but I just mean if it's in the bowl, then you can.
Yeah, but the last time I bit one
Hidden.
of those,
Oh shit.
If
that's
you have-
true.
Dietary requirements. You can hand over the produce and we can cook something up for you if you prefer.
Is it? I'm sorry. I'm going to just ask. Is it all like just? You don't have meat of any kind, like no protein, like.
It's not really in the Amanita way to hunt animals, so
Oh.
we don't really get much meat coming through. It's a delicacy if we ever get it. It's not offensive though if you have meat that you wish to eat.
Oh, like we could bring our own.
Absolutely. Very much
Okay.
so in this town in Sveppir. We trade in anything you can
Oh.
trade. It's barter trading. It's not necessarily all coin.
Is there
and if you want to
anybody
bring your own
out there
food-
who like sells any that we could just go out there, buy
Meat?
it, you could make
It's
it
fine.
for us?
I'll be fine. I'll be.
I mean, I could help you find,
It's like
like,
the reverse vegan
food.
friend where you go to a restaurant vegan friend's
Yeah.
like, fine, just have some like fries or potato, whatever. It'll be okay. It's fine.
I know mushrooms are a great meat substitute. I'll be fine.
To answer your question, she looks to you, Lena.
Not sure.
No merchant would earn much money if they were to sell
Oh, that
meat.
makes sense. Yeah, because right. I'm
Not
sorry,
much
that's a
of a
silly
demand.
question. All right. How about what do you have to drink?
We've got water, we've got ale. We have
All right.
pretty much it, but we have that.
All right.
We have some flavored waters. We have some
Willoughby
cucumber
flavored
water.
water.
I can't taste differences in
Oh.
flavor.
Oh, you can.
Have you tried? You might. What if you like it?
I'll have your
Cucumber
most
water.
flavorful water.
Right? Yes.
Most flavorful.
What brings you into
I'd
town?
like an ale, please.
Taste it at all.
I'm just doing this to prove a point.
We're yeah, like how about some ale, some water? We'll get
Sure.
some salad. I don't know. We'll just get us a spread of food.
Sure.
Right?
Spreads, you know, a little bit of fruits and vegetables and breads and
Yeah.
ale. We can make do.
Sure.
You asked us. You don't happen. We're trying to find somebody. Maybe I don't know if you know them. Do you know someone called Ashlar? Ashlar?
Ashla.
Ashla?
Yes.
Yes.
Human, right?
Yes.
I think so. Sure.
Yes.
Seems you're talking about my Ashlar, then yes. He's my
And
brother.
your
He's your brother. Oh, okay.
This is sort of awkward. A friend of ours said we might like to talk to him here, and so they were like, "Oh, you should go to Sveppir, meet my friend Ashlar." And then we were like, "Okay, we're headed that way anyway."
Well. I'm afraid you can't talk to him right now.
Oh, is he not in?
Don't tell me he's in that damn sleeping thing.
Not only is he in there, he's probably won't be back out for another few weeks at least, considering what's happened.
Wait, what happened?
Something's happened. Of course, something.
What happened? Of course something happened. Something always happens.
Is he okay? What happened? I'm so sorry. Looks at the group like,
It's fair. It's a fair chastisement. But there is a shared look between Willoughby and Juno and Eldred. Of course. Has.
they're just in the back like, ah!
Like, shut up.
They're trying to organize something to help them, but just over 2 months ago, a person came into town, entering the dream, and on the wake-up day, Ashla was in there. No one woke up.
Nobody.
No.
But the person who came in and they left?
No, the person that came in is still there.
What do they look like?
They are a very ordinary person. They've got brown hair.
Are they from Mesogaia?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Do you mind if we... Are they easy to take a look at? I mean...
Yeah, like if we just
they
want
let
to
you in
go.
there, it's...
Well, I am a priester. I feel like I would be able to take a look.
You could. If they let you in, they came into town, and no one woke up on the wake-up day. And that was concerning. They sent 2 more people in to check. They were told to wake themselves up after a day.
And they didn't.
They didn't. 5 more volunteers went in, this time with some hostility. One of them woke up.
What did they say?
They said that the dreamland has been turned into a nightmare. And
Everyone is trapped.
by that one man.
Is it And this might sound like an extreme escalation. What happens if you simply choose to detach the problem dreamer from the rest of the dream by force?
Because all their dreams are connected and because he's so powerful. It said that he's creating dreams for others.
So,
You could be
trapping
breaking all of their minds.
right. Okay, how about this? Let's get a little bit of food. We'll get some rooms purchased now so that we have them, and then we can eat and we can go to the sleep hall, wherever you could tell us where it is, right? And
You
we
can't
can
miss it. It'll be
go.
the largest hall.
We
Alright.
definitely would. If these people are suffering, I want to try and help them.
Yes.
Did you? They don't know the name of this person. The one who came out. Was there a name that they gave, or?
They just called him the stranger.
And how long ago did this person come?
They've been here for
down?
2 months now.
2 months. I'm very sorry about your brother.
It is okay. I'm keeping on to hope they're keeping him well fed.
Sure.
And
Can help.
his body is fine. Only a few of the people have been deceased.
They've died?
Their minds have died, as if to say that when you
They
die
might
from a
have
dream,
died.
You die for real.
If you die in the dream, you die for real.
your mind does. Their bodies woke up, lifeless.
And what happened? Oh,
But he's fine.
Joe.
He's fine.
I'm gonna send you something, Joe. 'Cause I have a question. Yeah, it's confusing. I'm not sure. You could say yeah, you could say no, but I'm curious. Okay.
She pours out your drinks, puts out a couple of ales and the waters, and you can see they're kind of flavored with you see they've kind of crushed apple. They've got almost like an apple juice, but it's watered down, and they put that on the bar. There's some cucumber water as well. Yeah, they're looking after them all, and they're trying to work up what the next stages to achieve, but
is there if we head over there? Well, we will head over there. Is there someone we should ask for, like to get information? Like
yes,
who's
the
in
head
charge
spore
or-
creator is Fidril.
Vitriol.
Vitriol?
Alright, stick-
Fidril. He is the one that controls them all. You probably won't find much use on. There's currently an election going on between two of the Amanita to see who wishes to run Sveppir going forward. So the town's been very focused on that. I think a lot of the attention on the Hall of Dreams has essentially been forgotten about. I do believe that
Can I?
Who are running?
Oh, sorry, Edward.
two Amanitas, one named Chast and one of them named Erla.
Can I ask? I'm sorry. This might be a little personal. I don't mean it like that. If it is, but have you ever done the sleep? Like, did Ashlar just really like it? Why did he like?
He's an artist, and he spends most of his time in the waking world, but sometimes he goes in there to get some inspiration. He tries to wake himself up after 4 or 5 days. He never really spends the full month there.
Oh, he can. He's got enough control. He can
He's
wake
good.
himself up.
Yeah.
He's never really struggled with that. He said it's like coming out of a very deep slumber. You feel exhausted by it, but he always goes in for 4 or 5 days at a time. Only a few times since we've lived here, but he gets creatively stumped. And when he goes in there, he comes up with so many ideas.
Makes sense.
So
What was your name, my dear? Just so I don't think we've asked.
no, Sorry, that was my fault. I'm Idna. I-D-N-A.
All right. I think we should go and speak with this Fidril.
We should.
Do you have a restroom?
Oh, of course. Just outside.
I'll be right back.
All right. Edna, how much for rooms to spend the night?
First, you have to just ask if you want to pay in coin, or if you want to pay in trade, or favors, or anything like that. We barter here.
Oh, like what kind of favors?
It depends. If you help someone out, or if you know, it's all done through what is the equal. You do something
Sure.
good, someone does something good back to you. So if you wish to stay in a room, you can just pay coin if you prefer. But if you would clean up the tavern, if you would help put up some of the market stalls, that sort of thing, you can get room for free.
Right.
Or trade in. We take all sorts of things, anything that passes through here. The Amanita are very curious when it comes to that of the outside world.
Do we have scimitars from those bandits?
I took one. I brought one with me just because I wanted. They were very peculiarly aligned, so I brought one. I mean, I'm happy to pay gold if that's acceptable. But do you have a stable here? Do you have somewhere? I have a horse outside, and I want them to be.
Yes.
Look.
Yeah, we do. We have people come through with all sorts of animals.
Do you have anyone who can train?
Armadillos.
Train
What was that?
one, probably not here. For the most part, the Amanita don't ride. So
That's
few and
That's
far
fine.
between.
Right, well, how many favors is these drinks? Or at least mine.
The drinks? What have you... The one rule of Sveppir is... It is up to you. What do you find fair? We've found that people are more honest when it's their own determination, their own definition of fair.
Right. Wilby's gonna take a sip and see if he tastes anything, or if it's just the same thing it's always been for him before he decides what seems fair. Right.
And by sip, do you mean like put hand in and absorb?
Pour on head.
Yeah.
You
Does he taste
absorb the water. Would you take in flavors at all?
I don't think he would. I think this is something that he definitely would have checked by now, and he's more of just doing it so that everyone else in the group will stop asking whether or not he can taste things if the water's flavored differently.
You would, though, experience kind of a... This water, in comparison to places outside of Yggdrasil, is a lot kind of fresh. You can feel like your roots strengthening and growing, and it definitely feels a little bit more magical, a little bit more kind of connected to Yggdrasil. It's a bit more familiar. I imagine, Willoughby, you can't tell the difference between taste of water, but definitely the purity of it. And this is much more pure.
Well, it's damn good water. Tell me, do you have a place that you grow all of this produce? Out back, perhaps?
We do, just outside in the garden.
I'll be right back. And Willoughby's just going to stand up and he's going to go outside and just cast Druidcraft a couple times on the newly growing crops.
Yeah, you see one of the farmers outside just goes, "Thank you."
Of course. And we'll go back in.
Okay.
I've grown your crops for you.
That's very kind. Well,
I'm to be boring, and I just put 20 gold on the table. I'll be like, to look after the horse, the food, and
the
maybe
rooms.
a room if we need it.
all of the rooms. That is absolutely very generous of you. She puts it under the
Alright.
desk. I appreciate that.
But I think also it's fine. But I think the plan is to go and help your brother if we can as well.
We'll try.
That could have been a pretty solid favor for the whole thing.
Yeah, it's fine. Wait,
We
is
will do our
Draven still in the
best.
bathroom? Is he okay?
Draven,
I don't know. I
what are you
didn't see when
doing?
it went outside.
He's just gonna go out to wherever he can in a corner,
Eat a finger.
activate Form of Dread, and then ask, "Is your brother involved in this?" Trying to ask Thanatos directly. And he's gonna pull out one of the fingers and then kind of just like crush it in his hands, offering it up.
Okay. When you crush it in your hand,
Ugh.
you see the finger stretch and split. And then down the middle of the finger, you just see words appear, kind of sewn in. And it says, "No. This is not
That's more.
a real dream."
That's more concerning. All right, I'll fix it for your brother. Tosses the finger to the ground and drops it and kind of shakes it off, and there's frustration. Father, why? Why did I think this was a good idea? Uncle is smarter than I am. And then he'll walk back in.
Okay.
Edna,
Yeah.
question.
Yeah?
This election, is it civil? Is it getting nasty?
The Amanita, they are warfolk, but they are very caring of one another. They're not nasty to one another, but it has been going on for about 3 years.
Oh,
3 years they've been trying to see who would be in charge. Who's in charge
Yes.
right now?
No one. The previous
It's like Belgium.
lord, they passed away, so it has been constant going back and forth. But the problem with the Amanita is that they also take a longer time to deliberate and discuss things, and unfortunately, every time one of them comes up with a reason that they should be the leader, the other side comes up with a reason why they should be or why the other person shouldn't be. And thus goes on another 2 months of deliberation over that fact, and then the next one comes up. Eventually, nothing really happens, but every now and then, every couple of months or so, one of them will bring up a reason, and the entire town gets distracted. Such is the case right now. For Arla believes that if they were to be in charge, they would be able to find a way to prevent them from going to war with Mesogaya by providing a considerable amount of produce to the armies. But Chast suggests that by not going to war, that will offend the gods, and that might have some retribution upon them, and maybe have them be seen as prey again. So now the deliberation's gone back to that, and the distraction away from the spore dream is once more. It is the nature of being inside a Amanita culture, is that every now and then, when serious matters are going down, it's sometimes overlooked by politics. It never gets resolved.
That is something I have a lot of familiarity with. The bureaucratic and endless debates and discussions and arguments and things like that. Well, I mean, unless anybody has any other questions, I'm quite happy to head over to this this dreaming place once we have everyone. But if you have any other questions, I
For Draven.
He would have walked back in.
Yeah, are you all right, Draven?
I am. I have something to talk about when we're on our way.
All right.
Well, we're about to be on our way. So.
Okay. Yeah,
did
heading
we
out.
pay
of
for
Rokan.
the food and such?
Yeah.
I covered it.
Yeah, you'd be able to pass out of the town and head towards the main major kind of hall where you'd see the greatest of the mushroom caps that shoots straight into the sky. Very wide base. Heading over that way, you'd come into the kind of more human populace. It's very quiet over in this portion, as a lot of the people are trapped inside the dream. And you'd see the doors closed with a couple of guards on it. Draven, you wanted to do something on your way there, right? Discuss on your way.
I excused myself to Juno will know the name very clearly, the name Thanatos. A personification of death. They have a sibling. Their brother Hypnos, a personification of dreams.
Oh.
Apparently, this is no dream. And Hypnos is not involved. which makes it more concerning to me, honestly.
It's fair to say that whoever showed up and initiated this whole nightmare is certainly involved in some kind of magic.
It's why I'm surprised. I was a little worried when they talked about it, and why I asked if they were a Mesogayan, this stranger, because it's this power to influence this dream. There's always, I worried that it could be another philosopher, maybe somebody who's lost their way or had sees something that they could gain from it. But I think I don't know this connection. I knew that you had some connection to Thanatos. I assumed and sort of guessed and theorized. With Hypnos, it does not surprise me that they've confirmed that this is not a dream. I think that this is more like a sort of shared mental consciousness, not a true dream. Whatever these Amanita have, this power, these spores, it might create a sort of mental link between everyone. And rather than a dream, it is like a shared imagination. And I think that this stranger may have maybe a more powerful mind and might be able to exert control over these others who maybe have had it weakened from overuse or over-reliance on these spores and drugs and things like that. To what purpose, I don't know. This is all a theory, but I don't think that, yes, I think that, I think it means that we may stand a chance. I think that, we are all seasoned from battle. We all are, mentally prepared. That should help us if we did decide to go in and help.
I feel like it is relevant to say that I'm not actually sure that I can enter.
Oh, right, because you don't sleep.
Well, I don't think that'll matter.
It's not a dream.
Right, if it's not a dream, you should. Draven.
Well, it's not a dream. Let me be clear, I cannot sleep.
No,
even
I
if
don't.
It's not a dream.
Yes, I think they call it a sleep and they call it a dream, but I don't think it actually is. I think it's magical, most likely, but a mental connection. And you have a sentience, you have a consciousness. I think that will be the key. I could be wrong, but
we will find out, right?
Well, worst case, I'm guessing it would be quite helpful to have someone on the outside.
True.
Very true. Very true.
Draven, I don't want to pry. I feel like you like to be a little bit private. What did you do? Did you just call Thanatos like, hey, Thanatos, is that like your god? Is that like your dad? Is he your something? Like, you just call him up when you want to know stuff?
My father and grandfather introduced me to him, but he's not
like a family friend. He's like a family friend, like
sure,
like your dad's friend that always comes over for dinner.
Yes, sure, easy.
Right.
But I do speak to him often. He is where the shadows come from. My family has always dealt in death, so he is comforting. We share that in common.
When you took that form, that you conjured that spectral image, I recognized some of the regalia. And,
that's what it is. It's pretty creepy.
It's more concerning that you recognize that, Juno.
I'm a scholar. I've studied many things.
Knowledge doesn't mean awareness. Your recognition is dangerous.
Very true. And that is why I pursue wisdom. Wisdom is not just knowing things, but understanding them and being aware of them. But yes, I mean, I think it is important to know. Death concerns us all, and try to keep an awareness of many things.
Another thing, go ahead.
I was going to ask you just another thing, if you don't mind. You know, the other day when we were talking about, like, if you respect people or not, and, should you just kind of respect everyone or whatever? And you said, like, what would you do? Like, would you respect a king or not? Was that like, I don't know, it just seemed sort of weird to say, like, where did that kind of come from? The king bit, as we were talking. Like, does it matter? Do you know a lot of kings, I guess is what I'm asking? Any kings? Draven, are you a king?
prince, perhaps.
He shoots Juno a very sharp look.
You want to say the P word?
Yeah.
You don't have to say if you don't want to. I just.
My father is.
Oh shit! Good for him.
And I
Good
suppose his father is. King can mean many things.
All right.
I don't ever plan to be a king. I have no desire.
Like a lot of work.
You have other
Circumstance.
brothers.
I don't
Are
think
they
they
ahead
do
of
either.
you?
What if
No.
nobody wants it? Then
I mean, there's siblings, there's heirs.
all right.
We all, my brothers and I, we exist to. We are like hands of the king, so to speak.
Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to pry. It's just something I
it's
was
fine.
thinking about. And then
Maybe
the
you will
Thanatos
meet them
thing.
one day.
Well, did we like kind of already meet your one brother, right? If you like, was it you? Was it him? Like,
Was it Dua? Who was it?
do we need like a code word or something so we know if it's you?
That was. You'll know if it's me. That was. Well, what was he like?
Well, sort of like you, but
Wait, what did you say? Who said Dua?
Me?
Elthrid.
We've spoken of your brothers.
Yes, you told us. You told us
Yeah.
that one of them was called Dua.
Oh,
You said that he was bold, so I figured since you were fighting, maybe.
fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, that would make sense. Narcissistic.
He did a cool move where like under the water. I don't know. Like you were under the water for a while, then you like swam through the thing, and like it seemed like kind of.
The
Yeah.
notion is we were born with connections to gods, as is my right. And well, you see, I am connected to Thanatos. That makes it so that we are intertwined. If one of us, their soul needs to be elsewhere, needs to focus on something else, needs a break, we can sometimes intervene temporarily.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
it is. It is also
Oh.
concerning.
So when your brother intervened, did you intervene with another brother
Who
somewhere
needed the
else?
intervention? Like where did you?
Or are all of the brothers in your head?
So much going on.
Are there different bodies, or is this one body that all your brothers share?
Oh shit!
It is like
I didn't
4
even think of
blades
that.
were forged in a fire. When one blade goes to a different room, all 4 blades were still forged from the same fire. If they are together, there may be a resonance. If they are far, there is still a resonance, but it is more distant.
All right.
The other 3 are together, so the resonance is easier.
Can you just make them take over if you're doing something really boring?
I'm not going to tell you.
I think that would be super useful.
No, because they can reject it.
Oh. It's worth a shot, right?
Before I get distracted, I do want to say, this is not relevant to my brothers. I felt it, Lena. If there is someone who is holding these people in some sort of prison of the mind, it's likely they're doing it because they want something from one of them.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking too, right?
And I doubt it's the one we're seeking. It's never that easy.
Could be.
Now, I want to ask, do we plan to take them for trial?
Trial.
Oh, the stranger?
Yes. Because they have technically done no crime.
If these people have died,
If they're trapped there,
it could
not
be they
kidnapping.
are
I think this is something that we can't decide until we
see what
see
it
for ourselves.
It could be that this person is inflicting mental trauma that is killing their mind, and therefore
Draven, would that influence the way that you make your choices if you knew we were going to try to bring them to justice versus, I don't know, not?
Yes,
All right.
but I will wait.
I think if this person is intentionally, cruelly causing these people trauma and harm for selfish reasons, then yeah. The only reason I didn't kill that bandit was I wanted to make sure we knew what was happening, and I didn't really have a chance to stop the others. But if this person is intentionally harming others, then I don't think we're going to get much of a choice, but we'll have to see. As Willoughby says, I don't think we can make that choice right now. I certainly can't. I can't speak for everyone else.
I'll decide when I see, but as far as I'm concerned, we keep running into roadblocks in the way of the actual objectives that we have constantly, and I'm getting a little sick of it. So if it's the difference between a solution that takes 5 minutes and one that takes 5 days, I'm going to take the one that's 5 minutes.
Morals determined by how annoyed Willoughby. It's just like, oh, bored,
He's
kill him.
looking at his watch.
It's like,
I'm always going to lean towards avoiding killing if possible.
I have to be honest, I'm going to do what's expedient.
I hate that you gave me an even split.
well,
All right.
Well,
that's
then I guess we're
unfortunate.
looping back to deciding based off of what we see when we get there.
Damn it. Yes, Willoughby,
Yeah.
you're right. I'm not happy about it.
So, you wander towards the Hall of Dreams. When they let you wander inside to kind of head in to meet with the Spore Keepers, you'd notice this kind of wrapping staircase that goes around the Great Hall towards the top where some of the Amanita might live and store any of the people's things and kind of caretake for them. You can see there's almost this kind of railing to your side as you walk up, and you can see into the Great Hall. And alcoves, hundreds of these little cuttings into the trees. You can see people resting, sleeping. Amanita moving constantly around. They wear these like long kind of robes, almost like sleeveless robes that go down to their feet. And they move around, feeding each of the people, taking care of them, changing their body position to keep them so they're resting so they don't get any sores, and kind of giving them stretches and healing any wounds that might come from that. Well taken care of. You see the hall of hundreds of dreamers as you make your way to the top, but we have reached time, so we're going to have to leave it there. But I will tease you on this.
oh.
Next week, if you do decide to go inside the dream, in D&D, if you were to tell me you wanted to push a mountain, technically I go off the rule that a nat 20 will have you have a moderate amount of success on anything you do. You won't be able to push a mountain, but you might be able to push against a mountain and trick people around you into thinking, did that mountain just move because you see a couple of boulders fall down? Or if you rolled a nat 20 to tell a king that they should give you all lordship, his nat 20 might just be that he finds you humorous and quite charismatic and doesn't throw you in the dungeon. Here, in the dream world, based off wisdom checks, you will be able to do anything. So, it will be set DCs. So if you want to go in there and say, I cast Wish, the DC is going to be really high. However, it'll be a bunch of imagination-based skill checks. So essentially in the dream world, you can become gods of your own. Very powerful. But it's all based on skill checks. And some things will come with some psychic damage if you fail them. But other things, you can become very, very, very powerful. So, if you do go into the dream next week, be prepared for some big old dream checks, as you can do whatever your
Guess
heart's
we're
consent.
going to a dream next week.
I gotta break some bears out first.
What the fuck?
Like insight checks, like, or just straight wisdom?
It's going to be a wisdom based. I might alter it a little bit, adding charisma as well, but it's going to be a wisdom based check system, and I'll probably just give you guys an additional skill, which will be just imagination based.
Yeah, 3 high wisdom-based party members. Love it.
Yeah, it is the mind stat. But yes, inside the dream world, you can Do whatever your heart's content. If you want to do some ridiculous
See,
things.
I have an interesting take. What happens if everyone else goes in? Wilby stays on the outside. If we ended up trying to fight that stranger guy in the dream, and I just so happened to punch him in the face.
Yeah, right.
Outside,
What if we just slits his throat?
How would that fuck with his dream situation?
The danger is if he dies in the real world, he will take everyone
Wilby's a
inside the dream.
professional. He wouldn't die.
In terms of mechanics, I can tell you just a general idea of how it's going to work in combat. It'll be your action or reaction on a turn you can use to do a dream move. So you can basically be like, I want to summon a, I won't give you any ideas.
You are playing with very scary...
This is your playground. This is your playground. But bear in mind, you're up against a dreamer as well. You'll have the same capabilities and be very good at them. So we will come back next week and see what you guys get up to. Whether you'll save the dream world and save the people inside and find Ashlar, or if you decide just to go and punch him in the face. It's up to you. But we will see next week. Thanks everyone for playing as per usual.
My God.
We have 5 minutes over, so we can just go through everyone and do little shout outs and call it for the night. But thanks for playing. Welcome back to Mistletoe. And we'll see what you guys get up to next week. Let's start with Mark and go around that way.
You know what? I'm joining Tomato. I'm not going to bother doing a shout out. I'm just going to say, I love my fucking horse in this game. I'm done.
Well, I'm going to shout him out. Sherlock Holmes on most things. He plays a game called High Rollers on Sundays. Sorry you don't get away with it. On Sundays, you can see High Rollers. It starts at 5 p.m. BST, British time. And then you can kind of watch that for the next few hours. It's very good. They're late into their campaign. It's very, very, very cool. High play D&D.
And he didn't let me. It's his fault.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to let any of you to do it today.
No.
Oh, gee.
So, I don't know if Joe made it abundantly clear or not, but High Rollers is on before Godforge. I'd like to take this opportunity to shout out Godforge to show that I'm in on Sundays, and so is Tomato. Joe runs it. You could spend your entire Sunday immersed in D&D. Like, get out some dice, roll along with us. I don't fucking know. Do whatever, man. It's your destiny. I don't know. It's your...
Sure.
You get to make the choice.
It's your dream world.
Yeah, it's your fucking dream. Make a fucking wisdom check and see what you can do.
Tomato.
I didn't know how to feel when Joe messaged me today and said I was uninvited from the next 3 sessions of this campaign because, and I quote, my character can't sleep, LOL, is what he said. But
LOL.
I'm gonna miss you guys. It's gonna be I'm gonna be hanging out. I'll be watching the show. I'll be out there in the crowd.
We be in chat.
No, we're gonna have you in
I'll
the
be
show.
in chat.
And I'll be these guys will be having fun, and every 30 minutes I go, all right, what's Willoughby up to?
I don't know, he's having a drink of water. He's like, I don't know, reading a book.
You get 5 seconds every 30 minutes.
Nice one.
Twitch.tv/Tomato. He plays a variety of cursed and beautiful, wonderful games which you didn't know exist. Brizzy.
Brizzy voices everywhere. Thanks, bye.
And if you have a shout out, you
Dense.
can
Yeah, she plays D&D on Tuesdays on a podcast.
Yeah.
Mondays.
Is it Mondays?
They come out on
Joe.
Mondays. Yeah.
Okay. Look, dude,
She only
I
looks
have a weird
at
calendar
Tuesday.
where it's right now. It's technically Saturday because it's 2 a.m. So my days are all completely
fair.
mucked up. Gabe.
Yellow weird. Hi, I'm Gabe Hicks. Gabe James Games across the internet. Cosplayer, game designer at Steamforged. Steamforged just announced that we are doing the Elden Ring board game. So you can go follow the Kickstarter. It is gonna be fucking wild.
I'm excited for it.
Minis are
Cool.
crazy.
Steamforged, dude.
My
Great
brother
movies.
has taken it under his wing to every Christmas now. He always buys me the Dark Soul board game, and I imagine this year, or whenever Elden Ring comes out, he's going to do that one next. So I have all of the
Hell yeah.
minis in their boxes just ready to go.
Oh, hell yeah.
They're so good. They're so good. So I'm excited for the Elden Ring one. Big time. Thanks so much, everyone, for playing. You can find me on this channel. D&D on Sundays, as OG so kindly put. Godforge this Sunday. I won't spoil it for people who are behind, but we are in a very, very big set of episodes right now. The next 3
It's big.
episodes They are almost to a character they've hunted since episode like 19. They're finally getting to him on episode 105, so it is very long time coming. So big episodes. So tune in on Sunday at 8:30 p.m. BST for that one. Other than that, there is a Patreon if you want to see behind the scenes stuff and read some lore about the world, or see my GM notes. And also there's a Discord if you just want to go in there and chat about the episode and discuss potential spoilers and theories and what everyone's character classes and stuff are going to be, because we did say, didn't we? We said a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Technically we said now.
Settled.
Yeah. But thanks everyone for playing. We'll see you all next week for episode 16. Goodbye.
Bye.